Hello and welcome to Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts for Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Hi, everyone. Alongside my partner, Gareth Kwok, I'm Carlo Jimenez, welcoming you to the final matchup of the season between the Orleans Firebirds and the Chatham Anglers. These two teams faced off yesterday at Veterans Field in front of a packed crowd, and the Chatham Anglers won 5-3 in a back-and-forth game. The Firebirds jumped out to a 2-0 lead thanks to a 2 RBI double by Trey Harmon. Chatham would storm back and take a 3-2 lead and win 5-3 to take the season series with Orleans. Nolan McLean continues to torch the Firebirds. All 5 of his hits this summer have come against Orleans as he picked up 2 RBIs yesterday. For Orleans, Trey Harmon had himself a nice outing with another 3-hit game versus the Anglers as he continues to hit well, currently riding a 7-game hitting streak. It's the back half of a home-and-home as the Firebirds look to avoid losing 4 in a row for the first time this summer, taking on the Chatham Anglers for the final time. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, for the Early Bird pregame show.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Carlo. Welcome into another edition of the Early Bird pregame show. Noah Searson here alongside Gareth Kwok. We got just a couple games remaining on the schedule, but nonetheless very important ones for these guys. Scouts are still coming, and they still really want to win this ball games. Like Carlos said, you don't want to slide 4 games in a row, something they haven't done all season long. And if you're going to do that tonight, you need a much improved performance against the same foe you had last night, their rivals in the Chatham Anglers. And if you're going back to last night's game, the bats weren't terrible. Pitching wasn't awful. Where they really struggled was on defense. 4 errors in one game, Gareth, something you don't see very often out here on the Cape. But, talking to Coach Nicholson, he said that, many times you got to play defense if you want to win games out here. And especially last night, it seemed for whatever reason they weren't making the easy plays, and that affects the entire game for the Firebirds. It makes it near impossible to actually win games like that.
Yeah, this is an Orleans team that is a top 3 defense, and, the last, I think, week or so, we've seen them get a little bit sloppy with the baseball, to be a matter of fact. And you need pitching and defense at the very least to win in this league and to win ball games, and they just really haven't been able to kind of get those two on the same page so far down the stretch. And so the 4 errors definitely uncharacteristic. Guys just not handling the ball well, making errant throws, or the communication's not right. So I think for tonight, and just to finish this season out strong, pitch well and defend well, and especially just keep the ball out in front and just play catch. I think is the simplest part to this one.
Definitely very important, especially since it sets the tone for the entire game for this Firebird squad, especially thinking back to last night's game. If you look at the score, it looked like a close game, but kind of throughout it, you felt like there was a little more spacing. Chatham had a comfortable pad in that one, and a big reason why was because of some of the blunders on the Firebird side. But like I said, you get the chance of immediate redemption in this home-and-home type series to close out towards the end of the year. And if they're going to get the win tonight and come back, it starts with Orion Kirkring, him getting a good start, but then it's turned over to the bullpen. Orion probably not going to go more than 4 or 5 innings, somebody who we haven't seen a lot out of him as a starter this summer. So then it turns over to the bullpen. A lot of guys are going to be hot tonight, ready to throw. And those innings are going to be very important, especially for this Firebirds team who have really lived or died by relief performance. It's either guys are having great nights, career nights. You saw a game where Firebirds literally only pitched 2 guys. Zach Morris takes it 5 2/3. They end up getting the win there, but there have also been games where the relief pitchers have rough outings, bats on balls, hard contact, and you get some really ugly scores, Gareth. So when we're talking about the bullpen, out of guys we could potentially see tonight, who's your guy you're looking for and think could come out tonight in this game, make an impact performance, and help this team get closer to a win tonight?
Well, he's a guy that comes in around the 7th, 8th, and he at first he came in the 9th inning. It's the Grim Reaper, as you like to call him. Nick Waller said this guy who has been an absolutely impressive improvement since the spring. Remember, a guy who only had 2/3 of an inning. He made 5 appearances for Arizona State. Just really didn't get an opportunity to get on the mound. And what does he do when he comes out on here? Maybe a little bit of shaky first outing. He had 30-plus pitches. It looked like some nerves to work himself out of. But other than that, the guy has been really throwing a hard fastball, 92, 93, a big hard slider, slurve, curveball, whatever you want to call it. And he's been really doing a fine job on the mound for this bullpen, one of their most reliable relievers all summer. And so for a guy like for a guy like Wallerstedt, for a team that needs some stability tonight in regards to the bullpen, I mean, I would not be surprised to see him tonight and do his thing. And he's been just very consistent, and they're going to need that tonight against Chatham.
Yeah, I think you're almost guaranteed to see Wallerstedt tonight. He's kind of the de facto closer, him and Jared Southard. And the nice thing about Wally is we've seen him go the 2-inning save. So innings 8, 9, inning 9, that's probably where we're going to see Wally. But I'm going to go before that, a potential setup man, and that's Jake Somm, the lefty Kelly loves to use in specialized situations, kind of leverage his left-handers in Morris and Somm. But Somm specifically has had a lot of success here at Eldridge at home. His stuff just looks better. He looks a little more comfortable. Where on the road, he struggled a bit more. So I think he's at home. He's at Eldridge. He has the chance to kind of get that confidence booster and be a lefty out of the pen. Talking to one of the broadcasters for Chatham, Ben Schulman, he said, if you want to win a game against the Anglers, pitch a lefty, because Chatham has struggled all season long against lefties. So I think Somm not only has a great chance at coming out tonight, he's playing at home where he's comfortable, but against a team that has struggled against lefties. So those are the relievers to look out for in terms of making impact pitching outings and hopefully allowing the Firebirds to drop or not drop their fourth in a row, get off the schneid, get a win against their rivals in Chatham in their last matchup of the season. But when we're thinking about other keys, there's a lot of other aspects to the game, Gareth. So if the Firebirds are going to win tonight, what's your key to the game?
Well, I think tonight, 4 errors. I mean, yesterday, very uncharacteristic and not what we've seen a lot from this Orleans team. I think today, let's see a good defensive game, a clean defensive game. And I think the thing with good defense and good defensive plays that guys like, a shortstop like a David Marcano or a Peyton Chanier or a Delauder makes is that the guys really feed off of that. Good defensive plays, the guys will really feed off that contagious defensive energy that they see. So if you get guys that make the routine play, that can make maybe the non-routine play at times, the other guys are going to follow suit. So I think that the key tonight is good defense. Put up a 0 in that error scoreboard tonight, in that error column, and I think that everything else will follow suit. And hopefully for Orleans, gives them a victory to snap a 3-game funk.
Yeah, good defense will help out Orion Kirkring, but I think if he's going to have a great start, he's got to keep the ball low. Orion is one of the guys who's actually a bit of a flamethrower on this Firebird squad. He can get into the mid-90s, and that's great for him, but you also stare out at left field 300 feet. That means that contact balls are going to go a lot further. They're going to get hit a lot harder. So for Orion, he's got to mix up the off-speed. He's got to mix in all the pitches he has at his disposal and keep the ball low, because on a night like tonight, we've seen Chatham have the ability to have very powerful bats, wind not blowing in like it sometimes does. So balls will definitely be flying out of the yard. And for Orion, he just can't be hanging anything and keep it low on this Chatham squad, because they got a lot of big guys that can put balls way out of the yard. And if you let them do that early on, it's a bit demoralizing and gives momentum to the Anglers right away. So for Gareth, it all starts on defense. 4 errors last night, can't do that again tonight. For me, it's Orion Kirkring having a stellar outing, but also keeping the ball low, kind of like a no-fly zone in some sorts, because balls will be flying out of the yard if they're put up there. And I think if the Firebirds are able to do both things, they will have a great chance at victory. But that's all the time we have here on this edition of the Early Bird pregame show. So alongside Gareth Kwok, I'm Noah Searson, sending it back to Carlo Jimenez in the booth for the national anthem and then first pitch at 7. Carlo, take it away.
Appreciate it, Noah. Thanks so much for passing things along. Another great Early Bird pregame show. Our second to last in the books, the final one tomorrow that will be live here from Eldridge Park when the Orleans Firebirds take on the Harwich Mariners in the first of a home and home. Firebirds, well, home and homes have not been their strength. They have yet to win a game in home and homes this summer. 0-5-2. 2 home and homes against YD, 1 against Falmouth, in which they lost both, and their 4th and 5th here with the back half against Chatham, and 1 more against Harwich. Harwich needs a win to clinch a playoff spot. Meanwhile, YD fighting for a playoff spot. They need to win out. So YD's still alive, but Harwich is knocking on the door to wrap up the playoffs in the East. Meanwhile, in the West, it's a little more congested. Katuitt and Falmouth are going at it, and Katuitt, with a win today, can put themselves in terrific position. They can secure a win against Falmouth, they would pretty much be in the driver's seat. They just need one more win or a Falmouth loss. Wareham statistically eliminated along with Hyannis. As we get set for the national anthem here at Eldridge Park, clouds coming in from right, a beautiful light breeze, and what a Sunday night of baseball. The final time of the summer, Chatham and Orleans going at it. And for these two teams, this is unusual with games after this in the regular season. In fact, Orleans and Chatham usually play the last game of the summer against one another, but that not the case this summer. First time as far back as the record books go, back 20 years, back to 2000, that is not the case. Today, Orleans in the white unis with the Firebirds across the chest in red, outlined in black, white pants, and the red belts. Chatham, meanwhile, on the other side in the away gray pants with the blue tops, with Chatham across the chest in white numbers on the back outlined in a light blue. Well, Gareth, as you rejoin us here on the Birds Broadcast Network, the Firebirds trying to avoid losing 4 in a row for the first time all summer, and they're going to need a win against a team that's had their number in the Chatham Anglers.
Yeah, it's a team that's had their number. It's a team that has, been the better team these last 4 games in the 4 games so far this summer against Orleans. And, I talked about it in the pregame show, but it's a team right now, you have 4 errors on the error column yesterday. Why don't you just come back and put up a 0, let that good defense feed off of one another. If you play good defense, you play catch, it certainly is going to be contagious. The guys are going to feel it, the energy off of it. And they're going to need it, Carlo, because right now the Orleans' defense, which has been such a strong suit for most of this season, hasn't been up to par this last week and a half. And they got to keep the ball out in front. They got to eliminate the free 90s and just play a clean baseball game tonight.
So to our national anthem we go as the Firebirds take on the Anglers one more time in the summer of 2021. A beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and it's time to play baseball here at Eldridge. Orleans and Chatham one more time. Let's get you the starting lineup for the Chatham Anglers, written down by manager Tom Holliday. They'll lead off with Danny Soretti, the shortstop out of UNC, the junior. Matthew Hogan, who is in the transfer portal. He is a junior. He'll hit second. Nolan McLean, the sophomore out of Oklahoma State. In the 3 spot, the Bird Killer, as Gareth Kwok calls him. In the 4 hole, Maxwell Romero Jr., the sophomore out of Vanderbilt. Caden Trankel, the sophomore out of Oklahoma State. And hitting 6, Kenny Lavari, the sophomore out of Old Dominion. 7, 8, 9, Garrett Martin, the junior out of Oklahoma State. Matthew Garcia, the junior out of Chipola. And Dominic Temez, who's headed to Alabama. That's the lineup for the Chatham Anglers. Now here's the defense that will be looking in towards the batters. Starting in left to right in the outfield. Jeff Costello in left, Jared McKenzie in center, Chase DeLauder in right. Tyler Locklear will be at third. Benjamin Blackwell back at short with Julio Marcano at second base and Trey Harmon at first. Justin Mickness is behind the plate putting down the signs, and he'll be catching Orion Kirkering for Orleans, making just his third start of the summer, his 7th appearance. Orion with a 5.26 ERA in 13 2/3 of work. His last start came against Hyannis in that 12-7 loss here in home. A 3 2/3 innings was the length of the outing for Orion. He allowed 5 hits, just 1 earned run on the night, and walked 4 while striking out 5. First start for Kirkering was terrific. He went 5 innings, just allowed 3 runs against YD. And he is one of the hardest throwers in the lineup, Gareth. It'll be interesting to see how he fares against this Chatham team, facing them for the first time.
Yeah, and what you're going to see from Kirkering is a hard fastball. That is one of the most liveliest in the Cape and on this team. 92 to 96, consistently around 93, 94. And he does have a hard slider, mid-80 slider, mostly just a 2-pitch guy. And it's going to be key for him with this win pretty calm to try and keep this ball in the ballpark against Chatham tonight.
It'll be the left-handed batter, Danny Soretti, to lead things off. Kirkering sets and deals. And a fastball misses away, 96 on the gun. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Lights are already on with the sun tucked behind the clouds down the right field line. 1-0. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. A light breeze out into center. And a 7 o'clock Sunday start instead of the regular 5:30 here at Eldridge. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Soretti chases a high fastball. He's seen 3 of them. And the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Danny Soretti currently on a 6-game hitting streak. He has been hot in the box. And now he's going to get some grip on the bat. Some pine tar he'll rub on. Soretti, they call him Danny Doubles among the players at Chatham. 4 doubles for him in this 6-game hitting streak. He gets some grip, digs back in, taps the plate twice, and looks towards Kirkering. Top 1 just getting going. A 2-1 count, the pitch. Fastball away, says Rich Gaetani, and the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Gaetani behind the plate. Mark Furtado at first. Chuck Furlong is at third. That was the umpires today. 3-1. Strike on the outside. Soretti had already tossed the bat to the side. And Gaetani comes up and calls a strike, and he'll have to look back in with a 3-2 count. Final matchup of the summer between Chatham and Orleans in the back half of a home-and-home here at Eldridge. 3-2. And a swing and a high fly ball over Route 28 into private property, and the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Soretti 1 for 3 yesterday, took 2 walks, and stole a base against Orleans. Kirkering stares in, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Orion Kirkering strikes out Danny Soretti to record his first out of the night. Here in the top of the first inning, and up comes Matthew Hogan with the bases empty and 1 away. Crowd still filing in here at Eldridge Park, the second to last home game, penultimate of the summer. Sea of lawn chairs on the hill down the right field line. People set up out in center. First pitch to lefty Hogan. He comes out swinging and misses everything. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Hogan in the transfer portal out of Vanderbilt, hitting .247 on the summer. Kirkering bent over at the waist, right arm dangling by his side. He comes set, 0-1 downstairs. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to Matthew Hogan. Firebirds, after the loss yesterday, sitting at dead last in the Eastern Division, 1-1. A little fastball downstairs again, 2 balls and a strike. And Chatham and Orleans, the bottom of the East, 4 and 5 respectively. Kirkering's 2-1, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hogan. And a rarity for these 2 franchises to be at the bottom of that division. In fact, since The Cape was realigned to East and Western divisions. It has never happened before that Chatham and Orleans have finished bottom two. 2-2. Breaking ball on the outside, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts by Orion Kirkring. One forward, this one backwards. And up comes Nolan McLean, the designated hitter today. The first righty Kirkring will face. Top one, no score, nobody on, and 2 away. Here at Eldridge Park. Final matchup of the year with Chatham, the final Sunday home game. And the Firebirds looking for a win, trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Opening offering. This is away to McLean. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Firebirds have never lost 4 in a row this summer. Kirkring's 1-0. Swing and a miss. 96 behind that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to McLean. And Orion Kirkring, Garrett, is throwing gas here early. McLean, the Firebird killer. 5 hits this summer, all against Orleans. He was 2 for 4 yesterday with a pair of RBIs. 1-1. And he takes outside, checks his swing. Did he go? No, says first base umpire Mark Furtado. And they count 2 balls and a strike. McLean against Orleans this summer in his 2 games he's played. 5 for 7, 5 RBIs, 3 runs, 2 walks. He loves the Birds. 2-1. And he swings and cranks one into right, going back to the right fielder, DeLauder. He runs into the wall, and it's over the fence. Nolan McLean continues to torch Orleans as he gets a 2-out solo shot into right. It is 1-0 Chatham in the top of the first. Second home run of the summer for McLean. 6th RBI, and all 6 of his hits in 2021 against the Birds.
96 miles an hour at the exit velocity, 336 feet the distance from our stats guy Jackson Thomas, and it's just something about the Birds that Nolan McLean just continues to hammer Orleans.
Lefty Maxwell Romero Jr. looks on the pitch. He takes low. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. So Chatham with the home run leads 1-0. 2 outs, top 1. And unlike yesterday, the Anglers strike first at Eldridge Park. 1-0. Swing and a miss. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Romero. DeLauder on his way back. He ran into that corner store sign in right field pretty hard. Hopefully he's all right. 1-1, another wave. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Saw Nick Riccio, our graphic design guy, munching on some corner store before the game. It's about a 5-minute walk from here. Gareth, have you had some time to go to the corner store?
Yeah, a couple of times, as a matter of fact. Great burritos.
1-2. Romero swings and misses at a high fastball. Orion Kirkring strikes out the side, gives up a hit, and it's one that goes for a run. A solo home run by Nolan McLean as he continues his dominance against the guys in the HDMH uniforms. It's 1-0 Chatham through half an inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first on the Birds Broadcast Network.
All right, fans, tonight's game is sponsored by Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. And tonight's game is sponsored by Coca-Cola. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30-plus years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Appreciate it, Gareth. Continue to show your strong performance with those PSA reads. Terrific every time.
You're too kind. My pleasure.
Well, let's get you the starting lineup by the Orleans Firebirds as tweeted out at 7 a.m. by skipper Kelly Nicholson. It will be Jared McKenzie, the sophomore out of Baylor, to lead things off. Luke Keischel, the sophomore out of USF, behind him. In the 3-hole, Chase DeLauder, the sophomore out of James Madison. Tyler Locklear, who's got a new look today, the sophomore out of VCU, cleaning things up. 5'6", Trey Harmon, the senior, headed to Stetson, a future Hatter. And then in the 6th spot, Jeff Costello, the senior from Northeastern. 7, 8, 9, it's Julio Marcano, the senior out of NJIT. Justin Mickness, the junior out of Kent State. And Benjamin Blackwell, who's heading to Clemson. He will be a senior with the Tigers. Defense for the Chatham Anglers: at third, Kenny Lavari; at short, Soretti; at second, Garcia; Maxwell Romero at first. In left, it is Garrett Martin. Center field today, Caden Trinkle. And in right, Matthew Hogan. Behind the plate, Dominic Temez will be putting down the signs, and he'll be catching Cy Nielsen, who makes his first start of the summer, his 8th appearance for Chatham. But getting the start, he has a 6.75 ERA in 18 2/3 innings of work, and he'll face the lefty, Jared McKenzie, to lead things off. Chatham 1, Orleans nothing, bottom 1. First pitch home. McKenzie coming out swinging. He skies one, shallow center field, going back the shortstop Soretti on the back pedal and into the outfield grass. He'll make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. McKenzie retired. And in stands Luke Keishel.
And what you're going to see from Cy Nielsen tonight, the left-hander will come at you from a 3/4 arm slot. His fastball's got good velocity. He'll run 91 to 92. You'll get a couple 93, 94s. Does have a good hard slider as well with the curve and changeup, although those two pitches are rare.
Right-hander Luke Keishel takes the first pitch strike. Fastball at 91. Keishel, who's on a free fall, 0 for his last 14 after an 11-game hitting streak. 0-1. Misses inside, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. In that 11-game hitting streak, Keishel was hitting .500. 24 for 48, and he's 0 for his last 14. 1-1. Outside, says Rich Gaetani, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Scattered clouds coming from right to left at Eldridge Park. A cool night for baseball on the Cape. 2-1. Keishel bounces one foul to the left of the chalk down the third baseline. 4 straight fastballs from Cy Nielsen. That one in 93, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Keishel has seen his average go from .424 to .338 in just 3 days. He calls for time, looks towards Nielsen. Sets, kicks high. The lefty deals 2-2, and a swing and a foul over the netting behind the hill and on to the parking lot at Nauset Regional Middle School to our right. And the count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 hit in this game, and it's a Nolan McLean solo home run to right in the top of the first. Chatham the early lead, 1 out, bases empty, bottom 1, 2-2. Keishel swings and ropes one into left field. That drops for a base hit. Luke Keishel ends the 3-game hitless streak. He gets aboard. That's got to feel good for the sophomore out of USF. And up comes Chase DeLauder, the tying run on the base paths here in the bottom of the first.
It looked like Luke got jammed a little bit on that pitch, but he just fights it off and muzzles it out into shallow left field. Those were the types of hits he was getting in that 11-game hitting streak. Wasn't all the time he was barreling the ball up, but he would just find the open holes in the defense.
Lefty on lefty, the pitch to DeLauder. He swings and fouls one straight back over the bird's nest and on to Route 28. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. 1-0 Chatham. Runner at first is Keishel. Bottom of the first, 1 out. The last matchup between the Firebirds and the Anglers, but not the last game of the season. Nielsen's 0-1. Misses high, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Firebirds and the Anglers usually end the season facing off against each other. But for the first time in 20 years, as far back as we can look, that's not the case. 1-1. Strike on the outside. Slider catches the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to DeLauder.
Chase DeLauder saying wow on that pitch.
Nielsen likes what he sees. Looks towards Keishel at first with his 3-step lead. He kicks. 1-2. Off the outside. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to DeLauder. Chase still tied with Tyler Locklear for the league lead in home runs. Those two have sat at 9 for quite some time. 2-2. Misses away. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to DeLauder. He's leading the league in extra base hits and a slugging percentage of .607, 60 points better than Dalton Rushing at second on the game. Throw back to first. Keishel takes one step to his left and is back with a slide. As those all-white HDMH uniforms get some dirt on them, Firebirds going with the white shirts, white pants. It's quite the look, Gareth, with the red undershirt.
Yeah, these are clean looks for tonight. Always can't go wrong with the white and the red undershirt.
Nielsen sets, exhales. 3-2. DeLauder slaps one right at second. Soretti can't handle it, and everybody's going to be safe. Shortstop Danny Soretti tried it on the back end as he dropped to a knee and had trouble with the baseball. That's going to go on an air. No Josh Rivera today, so Soretti is short. And the Firebirds have 2 on with 1 out. Check that, they just moved it from an air to a hit. So DeLauder will be given a hit, not an error. Keishel in scoring position. He's the tying run. And DeLauder at first, the go-ahead. New look, Tyler Locklear, the right-handed batter, digs in. 1-0 Chatham, 1 out, bottom 1. Nielsen deals. Locklear takes, strike on the outside. No balls and 1 strike. T-Lock shaving the beard, Garrett. No more. Deciding, it was getting a little hot. He wanted to get rid of it, changing it up for the final 4 games. Nielsen's 0-1. And Locklear swings and sends one into the air, into center field. Coming in, the center fielder, Trankel. He sets up under it, makes the catch. And Locklear is retired. So 2 on and 2 out, and it's Trey Harmon, the senior out of Stetson.
Yeah, hard to even recognize Tyler Locklear without the beard.
Yeah, not going to lie, I came to the ballpark and said, who's the new guy? And it was a guy from day one, Tyler Locklear, just no beard. So it's second, Keishel at first, DeLauder. 2 outs, 2 on. 1-0 Chatham, bottom 1. Right-handed batter Trey Harmon looks on towards Nielsen. Nielsen deals. Harmon swings and misses. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Trey hitting .356 on the summer, but against Chatham, he's 6 for 8. All 3 of his doubles have come against the Anglers, along with a pair of RBIs that came yesterday on a ball that popped over the center field fence. That was back in the first inning. Can he do damage at home here in the first? 0-1. And he lines one foul down the third base line. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes, and Trey Harmon's going to have to go get a new bat. He broke that one. Gareth Harmon earlier today in batting practice, he was raking on pitches low and away, would almost drop to a knee, swing away, and nearly send it over the fence. I mean, the power he has is absolutely ridiculous. And he shows it off a lot. Keishel, the tying run at second. DeLauder, the go-ahead at first. Chatham trying to protect the 1-0 lead and sign Nielsen's first start for the Anglers. 0-2. Spiked in the dirt to his left. Temez able to block it. And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Clouds a dark blue out and right. Coming across from right to left. The flag in center is quiet. The lights are on. It's a beautiful night for baseball here at Eldridge Park. Nielsen's 1-2. And a swing and a foul over the fence and back to the screen. And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Harmon's been great in the box this summer. .356 average. He was talking to our Noah Searson yesterday and said he's been more impressed with his defensive play from himself. Said he's been really happy with how he's played first. And, Gareth, Trey has had a couple hard hit balls hit his way that he's taken care of nicely. He has been a nice staple at first for Orleans. As well as he's done in the box, it's his defense that he's most proud of. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Chatham. The 1-2, Harmon golfs one into left field, going back to left fielder Martin. He sets his feet, reaches up, makes the catch. Harmon sends one for a ride, but it ends up in and out, and the 2 hits by Orleans go to waste. Nielsen works out of the jam. 2 hits, 2 left on, no runs come across. It's 1-0 Anglers through an inning here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
All right, as we head to the second inning, time for our Orleans Firebirds Alumni Spotlight. A lot happened in the MLB trade deadline on July 30th, just a couple of days ago, and a couple of Firebirds being dealt on the trade deadline. This is via Codball out on Twitter. Riley Adams, a 2016 Firebird from the University of San Diego, he was dealt from Toronto to Washington in the deadline, and so was Jordan Luplow, a 2013 Orleans Firebird from Fresno State. He was dealt from Cleveland to Tampa Bay. And so via Codball, those were some of the Firebirds that were dealt during the trade deadline. Some people calling it the most hectic and the craziest trade deadline ever. And of course, Chris Bryant, Javier Baez, the whole Cubs core was dealt during the deadline. And so that is your Orleans Firebirds Alumni Spotlight. Couple of Firebirds in the trade negotiations for this summer.
You know who was really excited about the trade deadline was our beat reporter, Cole Bradley. I mean, Cole from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock sat on the couch, refreshed his Twitter every 5 seconds, and gave us updates. He called it the most hectic one he's ever seen.
He was our Jeff Passan for today.
He was.
Or for that day, at least.
Lefty Caden Trinkle takes a first pitch strike away. Fastball at 93. No balls and 1 strike to him. 1-0 Chatham on the solo home run by Nolan McLean as we enter the visitor half of the second inning. Kirkering's 0-1 off the outside. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. A healthy dose of fastballs from Orion Kirkering the first time through the lineup, Gareth. And he's not shown these Chatham hitters much else. 1-1. Strike at the top of the zone. In the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gareth, is that sometimes a strategy by a pitcher? You want to show all fastballs and then maybe use the off speed the second time through the lineup?
Yeah, it certainly makes a hitter have to guess between one or the other when you just throw all fastballs to start off a sequence.
1-2. Breaking ball, swung on and fouled down the right field line. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Trinkle.
And that was a slider there that Kirkering just aimed low in the zone. Looked like Trinkle had a feeling it was coming. Didn't look like he was awfully fooled by that pitch.
Caden Trinkle looks on. The 1-2 off the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kirkering another fastball. Orion with 3 strikeouts and 1 hit allowed. The home run by McLean. Firebirds had 2 on in the bottom of the first, but left them both stranded. They left 8 on board yesterday in the loss to Chatham. 2-2. And a swing and a foul that hits the hand of Justin Micknes. Hopefully he's all right. Bent over at the waist, grabbing at that hand as he paces back and forth behind home plate. He now looks at the hand and shakes it out. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Caden Trinkle.
Yeah, there's not much padding right there on that wrist of Justin Micknes, so it looked like it caught him flush on there. And again, got to respect these catchers, Justin Micknes, Garrett Gilmet. They have been taking a beating behind the plate all summer long. It's been no easy task there.
Kirkering stares in. 2-2. And a swing and a pop-up down the third baseline over towards the seats, moving over the third baseman Locklear. And did he make the catch? No, foul down the left field line. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Locklear, Blackwell, and Costello will all jog back to their respective positions. Got to be careful. I know our own Cozy baby, Connor Koziak, is down that third base line at the table. Hopefully he's all right. Did tell me, though, it's his favorite spot to be at the ballpark. I said, "Where's your glove? You're in danger." He said, "I don't need a glove. Got my paws." So look out for Cozy over there. 2-2. Downstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes, and a full count to Caden Trinkle.
Only Cozy would be a guy that says he doesn't need a glove. He's got his hat.
He does have big hands, though. I'll give him that. 3-2. And a swing and a fly ball on the infield, left side. Shortstop Blackwell into the left field grass. He sets up camp and makes a head-high catch. A 3-2 count. Trinkle pops out to the shortstop Benjamin Blackwell, and up comes Kenny Lavari with one out and the bases empty. Another left-handed bat. For Orion Kirkering, he's only faced one righty so far through the 6 batters he's seen. First time a Chatham Angler retired not via the strikeout. The first pitch to Lavari, and he's late on a fastball. No balls and 1 strike to him. Lavari just 1 for 14 in his last 4 games. 0-1, up and away. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dark clouds starting to blanket the sky here at Eldridge Park. The lights on, 1-1. And a swing and a foul over Route 28. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The flag is quiet. A good crowd on hand for this Sunday night of baseball. And what a beautiful Sunday it was, Gareth. Gorgeous today. 1-2. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout for Orion Kirkering. And down goes Kenny Lavari as up comes Garrett Martin. Kirkering dealing right now against these Chatham hitters. That fastball they have yet to pick up. Orion, most strikeouts he's had in an outing was 5 last time out against Hyannis. Already 4 today. Right-handed batter Martin looks in. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Well, we got a chance to talk to Orion after his first start at YD, and he said, this is where he wants to be. 0-1. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he's talking to his coaches at South Florida. He wants to become a starter. Was mainly a closer for them in the spring. 1-1. And a broken bat line drive up the middle. Backhanded by the second baseman, Julio Marcano, but he has no play. And a bloop single for Garrett Martin as he shatters his bat in half. Orion Kirkering almost took the bat head to the face as he had to get out of the way. And up comes Matthew Garcia from Chipola College, another lefty with 1 on and 2 away in the top of the second inning, a 1-0 Chatham lead.
Boy, there's not much you could do about that. Kirkering just explodes Martin's bat, and it just goes right back up the middle, right along that second base side, right on second base.
Pitch to Garcia, he takes upstairs. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Second hit of the game for Chatham. The other one, a solo home run by Nolan McLean. That's the difference in this 1-0 lead for the Anglers. 1-0, swing and a miss. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. For Garcia, this is his first game in 5 days. Last one came against Wareham on the 27th. He was a defensive substitution. 1-1. And a tapper down the third base line. Slow roller. Charging his Locklear, and he's going to let it roll foul. Smartly by Tyler. Would have had no chance to get Garcia, who with good speed was already halfway down the line. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As jogging back to second is Garrett Martin. And Garcia's going to have to catch his breath as he walks back to pick up his bat. Garcia opting with the blast on the end of the bat today. The little sensor that attaches to the bottom of the bat, measures swing speed and all those metrics that go right over our heads. But our analytics guys do a great job of dumbing it down for us. At first leads Martin. 1-2, runner goes. Downstairs, no throw on to second. Garrett Martin's in without a throw. A stolen base for him. He's now in scoring position. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Garcia. For Martin, that's stolen base number 1 of the summer. Chatham with a run in the top of the first, looking for another with 2 outs in the top of the second, trying to add to their singleton advantage in their final visit to Eldridge Park. 2-2. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Orion Kirkering. Ties his season high through just 2 innings here at Eldridge Park as Matthew Garcia goes down swinging. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 1 hit, 1 left on. No runs come across. It's Chatham 1, Orleans 0 on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Welcome back to a beautiful 70-degree Sunday night here at Eldridge Park. The Orleans Firebirds and the Chatham Anglers going at it one last time in the summer of 2021. And it'll be the right-handed batter Jeff Costello to begin the home half of the second inning. Chatham 1, Orleans nothing. The lone run in the game thanks to a Nolan McLean solo home run into right in the first half of the ballgame. First pitch to Costello, misses inside. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. It will be 6-7-8 for Orleans. Costello, Marcano, Mickness. 3 J's, 1-0. Breaking ball away. 2 balls and no strikes. Jeff, Julio, and Justin all coming to bat. Nielsen looks on. 2-0. And Costello swings and golfs one into left center field. Going back, the left fielder Martin called off by the center fielder Tranquil, who roams to his right, makes the catch, and there's one away. So one Jeff retired, and up comes Julio Marcano with the bases empty and one away. 1-0 Chatham, bottom 2. On a perfect night for baseball. The hill packed. First pitch home. The righty swings and drives one into the gap into left center. Going back, the center fielder Tranquil on the jog and onto the warning track. He'll make the catch. Caden Tranquil active in center. Marcano retired on one pitch, and quickly 2 away for Cy Nielsen in the bottom of the second inning. Mickness will walk to the batter's box. Firebirds looking to avoid losing 4 in a row for the first time all summer. Nielsen kicks and deals to the lefty, and it's upstairs. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 hits for both teams, no errors for either team. But a 1-0 Chatham lead, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Mickness chases the slider, and the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty on lefty here, Mickness and Nielsen. Justin looks on. Nielsen's 1-1. Misses low. 94 on the fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Justin Mickness with an RBI in 3 of his last 5 games for the Birds. 2-1. Downstairs again with a fastball. 3 balls and a strike. And Justin has taken a walk in 8 of his last 9 games. One of the best eyes on this team. Second in walks behind Chase DeLauder. Mickness with 17, DeLauder with 18. 3-1. Down the pipe for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mickness. So after Nielsen retires Costello and Marcano on a total of 3 pitches, he will deal pitch number 6 of the at-bat to Mickness. 3-2. Downstairs, Justin Mickness jogs down to first. He takes a full count walk and extends the second inning. As up comes Benjamin Blackwell. Blackwell with the all-red Jordan cleats. Started wearing them at the beginning of the season, then they went away for a little bit. Right-handed batter looks towards Nielsen, the pitch, and Blackwell swings and loops one into right center field, a base hit. Stopping at second is Mickness, and the cleats working well for Benjamin Blackwell. That's his second hit against the Chatham Anglers, and his first of the night. And there's 2 on with 2 out again for Orleans, and it's the leadoff hitter, Jared McKenzie.
I really like what Blackwell did. Not wasting any time on the first pitch. A guy who's struck out a lot this summer. 27 strikeouts for him here in 2021. But he gets a pitch he likes and drives it up the middle. Doesn't waste any time and doesn't get into a bad count early on.
First pitch to lefty, McKenzie shows bunt, pulls it back, takes the strike. Fastball at the top of the zone. 1-0 Chatham, bottom 2. 2 outs. At second, Justin Mickness. At first, Benjamin Blackwell. The 8-9 hitters get aboard. Now can the top of the lineup for Orleans bring them home? 2 outs, bottom 2. Nielsen looks at second, takes another peek. 0-1. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike to McKenzie. Jared currently on his longest hitting streak of the summer, 6 games, where he is 7 for 22, hitting .318 over this stretch. On the summer, a .225 hitter. 1-1. Breaking ball. Drops in for strike 2. And they count 1 ball and 2 strikes to McKenzie. Jared hitting leadoff for the second straight game. Had his first game in the leadoff spot yesterday against Chatham. He was 1 for 4 with a run. Got a hit in his first at-bat and then was sat down 3 straight times. 1-2. Off the outside. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to McKenzie. Mickness walked. He's at second after Blackwell singled. He's at first. The clouds covering the sky at Eldridge. The light slowly getting brighter. And the final game between Chatham and Orleans. 2 on, 2 out, bottom 2. 2-2. And a fastball tapped foul back to the screen. McKenzie stays alive as he clips one. And the count holds 2 balls and 2 strikes. Firebirds left 2 on the base pass in the first, Gareth. Same position here in the second. You do not want the same result. Runners left on base have been one of the many Achilles heels of this team. 2-2. No, Nielsen will look at second, and Mickness back on his feet. Nielsen making his first start for Chatham. His 8th appearance of the summer. A rising sophomore out of BYU. McKenzie, a bat bouncing off his left shoulder. 2-2. Strike 3 on the inside. McKenzie down looking. The first strikeout for Cy Nielsen, and it's a big one. Firebirds, for the second straight inning, leave 2 batters on. We will head to the third, 1-0 Chatham through 2 here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, appreciate it, Carlos. So we're nearing the end of this season, but if you've spent any time at Miss Eldridge this year or even in past years, you've probably heard the phrase ack. Now, I, for one, had no idea what it meant. It's usually uttered by the Skip himself, manager of the Firebirds, Kelly Nicholson. And I asked some of the guys on the team, what does ack mean? And basically, the first guy I talked to, Costas, said it means pay attention, I guess. It's not an actual phrase, something that Kelly made up. So kind of an answer and non-answer all at one. But it's part of what makes Kelly so special. He has these funny phrases like ack, literally AK space AK, that is utilized to get the team engaged, get them focused on what's going on in the action. It sounds a little bit silly, but even talking to Garrett, I said, Garrett, what's ack? He said, pay attention, get focused on the game, and that was the immediate response. So, Skip, he's definitely got a unique way of going about things, how he does his managerial skills, and some of his verbiage day in and day out. But ack, although it sounds a little bit silly, and I, for one, had no idea what it meant, it means for these players, get focused on the game, and they all know that immediately. So ack, if it's ever said, or, if you ever hear it, focus on the game, and it's made up by the Skip himself. So I'll send it back to you guys in the booth. Carlo, Gareth, ack.
Ack. Appreciate it, Noah. As always, bringing the good insight. It will be Dominic Temez, the right-handed batter, against Kirkring. First pitch, misses away. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. To the visitor half of the third inning we go. Chatham 1, Orleans 0. Nolan McLean's solo home run, the reason the Anglers have the lead. Kirkring begins his third inning of work. His 1-0 is popped up down the right field line and foul over the fence onto the hill. And 5 or 6 kids will converge. Every time I see that, I cringe a little bit because I just hope no one gets hurt. But it is all-out war for foul balls every time. 1-1. Misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike to Temez. Temez just one of 3 right-handed batters in the lineup today for the Chatham Anglers. 300 down the left field line, and Tom Holliday trying to take advantage. 2-1 is looped towards second. The second baseman Marcano to his right, gloves it head high. His throw to first in time. Temez retired. And up comes Danny Soretti, the leadoff hitter, with nobody on and 1 away. Chatham 1-0 lead here in the top of the third.
I suppose ack is a better way than just saying heads up or eyes up, right? You know, plays off the birds, right? The Firebirds.
First pitch to the lefty Soretti. He watches one skip in. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Ack. I heard it a lot, and I was just so confused. I don't 1-0. Below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. I get the idea of a phrase, but if you don't get it, which I guess doesn't matter, it sounds like are you okay? Like, why are you're not really saying a word? 2-0. Big chopper towards shortstop. Blackwell mishandles it at first. Picks it up with a bare hand off the dirt. He can't make the play. A ground ball to shortstop, and Benjamin Blackwell unable to field cleanly. That's the first error of the night on the Firebirds. And just something you don't want to see. Firebirds 4 errors yesterday against Chatham in that 5-3 loss. And there's the first of the night today here in the top of the third. Firebirds second most errors on the Cape with 32. Left-handed batter Matthew Hogan looks on. Throw back to first, and back with a head-first slide is Danny Soretti. Soretti has stole 4 bases this summer. 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Chatham. Top of the third inning, a 70-degree picturesque night. Another throw to first, another head-first slide, and Soretti's back safely. Cloud cover, keeping the sun out of our eyes. The lights at their brightest. The penultimate home game of the summer for the Birds. First pitch home. Hogan takes away. 1 ball and no strikes. A light breeze. Really one of the more comfortable weather situations we've had, Garrett. Well, it was actually a gorgeous day in Orleans. 1-0. And a swing and a fly ball into right. DeLauder starts back, now jogs forward and makes a head-high catch for out number 2. Hogan is retired. Gareth, you take advantage of the weather today?
It did take great advantage of the weather today. Played a little mini golf, had some family in town. Played a little mini golf, got some local seafood, some fish and chips.
Making me hungry.
Well, hey, you got to wait a couple more hours for that, but I went to the beach on the bay side as well, and yeah, you got to take advantage of the nice days that we've had. Luckily, we have not had any rainouts for the last 2 weeks or so.
Righty Nolan McLean takes one low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. McLean, as Garrett Clark likes to call him, the Firebird Killer, and he's earned that nickname.
I mean, am I wrong?
You're not wrong. Soretti read first, 1-0. McLean, big swing and a miss as he drops to a knee. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Solo home run in the first. That's why Chatham leads 1-0. McLean against Orleans, 6 for 8, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Those are all his hits and all his RBIs this summer. 1-1, runner goes. The ball's downstairs. The throw on to second in plenty of time. Marcano applies the tag to the head of Soretti. And Justin Mickness with a nice play to close the top of the third. Danny Soretti caught stealing. That will do it. 1 runner reaches on the air, nobody left on, and it remains 1-0 here at Eldridge Park. We'll head to the bottom of the third here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
All right, fans, time for our first Around the Cape League score update as we head to the home half of the third inning here from Eldridge Park. Let's first start out from Lowell Park at Cotuit. The Cotuit Kettleers and the Falmouth Commodores squaring off, and it's Cotuit who leads 12-8 over Falmouth. They are in the top of the 9th inning. From White House Field in Harwich, the Harwich Mariners leading over Brewster 6-4 in the bottom of the 6th. Right now, those two teams fighting for playoff position in the East. Brewster still in first, but Harwich creeping up on them. Firebirds will play a home-and-home versus Harwich beginning tomorrow. From Doran Park at Bourne, the Wareham Gatemen have a 4-0 lead over the Bourne Braves. They are in the top of the 5th. And last but not least, from McKeon Park in Hyannis, the YD Red Sox leading 8-2 over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. They are in the top of the 6th. So as we head into this final stretch here, plenty of playoff implications still at stake for most of these teams. Home field advantage on the line. And Firebirds maybe trying to play a little spoiler when they face off against Harwich and Brewster the last 3 games. Could they ruin one of their hopes at home field advantage? We'll see.
That wouldn't be against it.
I mean,
spoiler.
Why not, right?
It's kind of fun.
It's always fun to play spoiler.
Although you're like the annoying kid on the playground when you're playing spoiler. Like, you know, your season doesn't matter. Why are you here? And you're ruining it for other people, but somebody's happy. Right-handed batter Luke Keischel digs in. 2-3-4 against Nielsen. He deals. And a breaking ball finds the outside. No balls and 1 strike. Chatham 1, Orleans nothing. Bottom of the 3rd inning. As time is called, a ball rolls onto the field, and it's picked up. And now Keischel taps the plate twice, looks towards Nielsen. 0-1, swinging a foul back to the screen. Keischel late on the fastball, no balls and 2 strikes. Luke Keischel ended his 0-for-14 3-game hitless streak with a single his last time up. Trying to start a new hitting streak here tonight. 0-2. And he swings and hits one foul down the 3rd base line. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Firebirds have left 2 runners on in the first 2 innings. They have 3 hits but no runs to show for it, which has kind of been the story of the summer for the Birds. One of the best hitting teams on the Cape and one of the worst records. 0-2. Keischel, another foul ball. Watch out over towards the Chatham dugout. They step aside. Got to have your head up. No falling asleep. Ack, as Kelly Nicholson would say.
Lyle Miller Green out there. Hey, come on, Luke Keischel. Why are you aiming for me, man, on that foul ball?
Miller Green has the day off. 0-2. And a foul down the right field line. Over the fence. Over towards the snack shack. Takes a big hop. And a couple of kids will chase it. Clouds covering the sky. It's mostly cloudy, no longer partly cloudy. Some seagulls fly across Eldridge Park. 0-2. And a swing and a slicing fly ball into right field. Moving over is the second baseman Garcia. He tracks it down in fair territory. Keischel retired on the bloop shot down the right field line. He's 1 for 2. And up comes Chase DeLauder with the bases empty and 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. DeLauder singled his last time up on a ground ball to Soretti at short. A little bit of a different defense today, Gareth, for Chatham. As the first pitch to DeLauder, and he swings and lifts one into left field. Going back to left fielder Martin. He leaps and makes the catch. Garrett Martin robs a home run from Chase DeLauder. And he will have to wait to try to take a lead atop of his teammate Tyler Locklear for the standings on the Cape. Martin with a terrific play, ranging back. And DeLauder jogs back to the dugout, disappointed.
Yeah, DeLauder already into his home run trot. He thought he had that one. And the impressive part with Martin was that he got turned around and still made that play.
First pitch to Locklear. He skies one to left. Martin going back again. He stops in front of the warning track, starts in, and makes the catch. The Bash Bros send 2 to left. On the first pitch they see, they both fly out. And a beautiful play by Garrett Martin to keep this a 1-0 Chatham lead. Firebirds go in order for the first time tonight. Cy Nielsen with a quick inning of work. The Anglers with a 1-0 lead through 3. Well, let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so we got another round of trivia, as it is one of the final home games of the season. A little sad, but we're going to make it a good one. We just saw a bomb there from Chase Salauter, absolutely robbed, but that doesn't take away he is one of the home run leaders, one of 2. It's him and Tyler Locklear. Both have 9 on the year. 9 is a number that has gotten the home run belts before in the Cape in seasons prior. But when we go in the past, some guys have done a little bit better in the home run column. So when looking back at it, when was the last time any Cape League player hit double-digit home runs? Year, name, that's what we need. We'll get it up on the Twitter. It's something that both these guys have an opportunity to do in these final 4 games. But who is the last to do it? I will want to see all your guesses on Twitter. We'll tweet that one out at Orleans Firebirds, hashtag Bird Gang Trivia, and I'll read the answer at the bottom of the 8th inning. And if you win, I'll give you a shout out on the broadcast. But for now, we got a lot of baseball left, so I'll send it back to Carlo and Gareth in the booth for this one. Guys?
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Top 4 here from Eldridge Park. Orion Kirkring back out on the mound, and he faces off against the Firebird killer, Nolan McLean out of Oklahoma State. Right-handed batter takes a first pitch slider inside for ball 1. 1-0 to the Chatham DH, Nolan McLean. 3, 4, and 5 batters due up here in this top of the 4th. McLean, Romero, and Trinkle. 1-0 is a pop-up down the right field line toward the light post, and it drops foul onto the hill. Count even at 1. McLean, who has driven in the only run of the ball game for the Anglers tonight. A solo home run to right field. 1-1 pitch from Kirkring. And a slider at the knees, called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McLean. 2 home runs on the summer. Both have come here at Eldridge Park, and both have been opposite field home runs to right. 1-2. And Kirkring sails that pitch over the head of Mickness. Ball 2, just a bit up high, you could say. This almost hits our crowd mic sitting right behind home plate.
Crowd mic's in the most dangerous spot in the park.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Kirkring gets a sign from Mickness, now at the belt. Kicks and throws, and a swing and a miss. A foul tip into the glove of Justin Mickness. And for Orion Kirkring, that's strikeout number 6. That's now a season high for him here in 2021. And there's one away here in the 4th.
Yeah, and you look up and down the lineup, and Kirkring's really just missed once, and that was the home run to McLean. Besides that, Garrett, this is by far his best outing of the summer.
Here's a left-handed batter, Max Romero Jr., who takes a curveball outside for ball 1. Anglers 1, Firebirds nothing. We're in the top of the 4th. Clouds are covering most of the field here at Eldridge Park. 1-0 is a swing and a miss on the fastball at 93 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. Romero Jr., a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. His first time up against the South Florida right-hander. 1-1, poked foul down the left field line. Costello will race after it. It'll drop foul. 1-2 to Max Romero Jr., the rising sophomore from Vanderbilt, who's reportedly still in the transfer portal, looking for a new home. 1-2 is topped foul down the right field line, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. It remains to Max Romero Jr.
So Hogan and Romero, who hit 2-4 in this lineup, both came into this summer out of Vanderbilt, and both looking to end up somewhere else.
Shift is on for Romero. Marcano, the second placement, in deep right. And the 1-2 is a backdoor slider on the outside corner for strike 3. Romero goes down looking. Strikeout number 7 for Orion Kirkring tonight. Brilliant performance so far from the USF right-hander. And there's 2 away for Caden Trinkle, the left-handed bat from Oklahoma State.
Boy, has he been good today.
First offering. Trinkle pops one foul on the Route 28 down the left field line. 0-1.
I'm sure the coaches at South Florida foaming at the mouth watching this performance, thinking, hey, we might have ourselves a heck of a starter next spring.
Kirkring trying to become one of their weekend starters for next spring. 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Gareth, in his 2 starts before this one, 8 2/3, just 4 earned runs allowed.
1-1 is a high pop-up into left field. Costello near the foul line, now in foul ground, makes the catch, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 4th inning for Orion Kirkring as we head now to the bottom of the 4th. It's Chatham 1, Orleans nothing here on the Birds Broadcast Network when we come back.
Your Orleans Firebirds would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the Major Leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you can have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Well, thank you so much, Carlo Jimenez, as always. Much appreciated.
I do what I'm told.
Cy Nielsen, the left-hander from BYU, remains in the ball game, with the Anglers up 1-0 as we head to the home half of the 4th. Trey Harmon, Jeff Costello, and Julio Marcano, the 5, 6, and 7 batters, dewed up to begin this bottom of the 4th. And what has been a pitcher's duel up to this point between these two Eastern Division rivals. Final meeting between these two this summer in 2021. Chatham has already secured the season series. They lead 3-1. Orleans hoping to salvage this one tonight before closing out the season with 2 against Harwich, and then the season finale at Brewster on Wednesday. Trey Harmon digs in, right-handed batter from Stetson. First pitch, swing and a miss. 91 right past Harmon for strike 1. Harmon, who flew out to left his first time up back in the first inning. Gets back in, 0-1 pitch. Takes another fastball at the knees, called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Harmon, who has been one of Orleans' most consistent hitters this past week. 0-2 pitch, Harmon pulls one down the left field line. Martin going over, and it's going to go off the bottom of the fence. Harmon digging for 2. He's got to get there. The throw into second, the tag from the second baseman. Garcia in time, got him. Trey Harmon, who does not run well, chugging along, rounding first, and instead he is thrown out in plenty at second base. An accurate throw from Garrett Martin, the left fielder, to the second baseman, Matt Garcia, and they get Trey Harmon out by plenty, 1 away here in the 4th. Jeff Costello, right-handed bat, takes a fastball high and in for ball 1, 1-0.
Yeah, Harmon started around first and then looked like he was going to go back.
1-0 is outside, 2-0.
And then at the last moment was like, wait, I want to try it for second. Can't be in between on a play that's going to be close, and that's where you see him thrown out by a mile.
2 balls, no strikes to Costello. Costello with a soft liner into right field. Coming on in the right fielder, Hogan. He lays out, and he makes the catch. The Chatham defense, the corner outfielders, making some highlight plays. Martin with the relay throw to get Harmon, trying to stretch a single into a double. And now the right fielder, Matt Hogan, diving in shallow right to rob Jeff Costello of a bloop single. 2 down, nobody on, and here's Julio Marcano. First pitch, Julio takes a slider on the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 to the NJIT second baseman. 0-1 takes inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Julio gave the first pitch he saw back in the second a ride to deep left center, although the center fielder Trinkle was able to track it down just shy of the fence. The 1-1 from Nielsen. Swing and a miss. Changeup. And Marcano is out in front. 1-2. 1-0 Chatham here on this Sunday night. We're in the last of the fourth. The 1-2 hits Marcano on the foot as he sprawls out of the box and jogs down the first to try and walk off the pane. Looks like he's okay. Looked like it got him right on the front toe, his left toe. And he will call for time and try and shake it off. So Marcano standing at first, trying to stretch out the foot after getting hit by a fastball by Nielsen. And here comes Justin McNiss now, left-handed batter from Kent State.
Nielsen has really picked up his pace, Gareth. He is working so quick on the mound. And maybe because of that high pace.
As Justin McNiss takes a first pitch breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1.
He hits Marcano, so you wonder if he'll maybe take a little bit more time here. I mean, it was catch ball, throw ball. No hesitation. He likes everything Temez is throwing down.
Nielsen stares into Temez, rocking the stirrups tonight. 1-0 pitch. And a changeup that just misses low and away. 2-0.
He's got the pants over the stirrups, though, and he's got like 3 inches of stirrup below that pant leg. I don't know how I feel about that.
He's got them ankle high tonight with the gray pants. 2-0. McNiss takes a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1 called by Rich Gaetani behind the plate. 2-1 to Justin McNiss, who drew a walk his first time up against Cy Nielsen back in the second inning. Marcano with his lead at first. 2 down. Anglers 1, Firebirds nothing. 2-1 is a swing and a miss on a sharp slider in the dirt, and the count is even at 2. Justin McNiss, who has 18 walks over just 11 strikeouts, has walked more than he has struck out. Down to the count, 2-2. The pitch. Off the end of the bat, blooped into shallow left field. On the edge of the grass is the shortstop, Soretti, who makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left stranded in the bottom of the fourth. Orleans still scoreless as Chatham holds a 1-0 lead heading into the top of the fifth. And let's now send it over to our sideline reporter, Noah Sears. And Noah.
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. I'm on the sidelines right now with Skip, and so far, a pretty impressive outing from Orion Kirkering. He had the one mistake, but other than that, it's looked really comfortable out there, and especially since he transitioned to a starter for this Firebirds squad. So, what have you seen from Orion tonight, and how does that set up the team for success in this game?
Well, he's throwing strikes. He's got a good breaking ball. The velocity is good tonight. Yeah, he's throwing well right now. I don't know if it was a mistake. That kid's McLean's a really good hitter. So, yeah, we got a good one on our hands tonight.
Absolutely, and the offense, again, like last night, you're getting hits, getting guys on base, but unable to get them in. Is this going to be an instance of you trying to jumpstart it through stealing, bunting, or do you think that, it's just kind of unluckiness so far? Balls will fall eventually, and baseball will kind of do its thing where it helps you sometimes, hurts you others, but it'll come back to help you guys.
So what's the question?
I guess, are you going to jumpstart the offense through more small ball or calling things on your end, or are you just going to let the bats fly and trust them?
We'll do what the situation calls for. If we need to move guys, if we need to hit and run, if we need to let our big bopper swing, that left fielder made a nice play on DeLotta and robbed a homer, so got to tip your cap sometimes.
Absolutely, got to let the big boppers fly. Skip, thank you so much for your time, and I'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Ryan Kirkering out for his 5th inning. The South Florida right-hander with 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Back out for his 5th inning, and the first pitch to Kenny Lavari is a line drive into right field for a base hit. First pitch swinging from Kenny Lavari, the Old Dominion third baseman, is a single to right. Leadoff man aboard for the Anglers as we begin this top half of the 5th inning.
First time today, Chatham has the leadoff guy reach. We'll see if they take advantage of it.
Here's left fielder Garrett Martin, right-handed batter. First pitch from Kirkering. A fastball bumped in there for a called strike. 0-1. The future Oklahoma State Cowboy, who robbed Chase DeLauder of a game-tying home run back in the third. 0-1, and a slider waved and missed in the dirt. And it's 0-2. Tremendous play by Martin, who's from McClendon Community College. Had his back turned around before leaping over the fence, rearing back and snagging that one before it went over the fence. As Martin takes the 0-2 fastball high and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. If Martin did not make that play, DeLauder would have tied the game, and DeLauder would have taken the league lead in home runs. Instead, Anglers lead 1-0. The 1-2 is a slider, almost hits Martin. Instead, just misses inside. 2-2. 1-0 Chatham. Top 5, Lavari with his lead at first. Kirkering looks him over at first, now stares into Mickness. The pitch. Line drive foul down the right field line. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kirkering still throwing gas. 93 miles an hour on that pitch. Garrett Martin choking up on the bat by about a half an inch. Up on the handle. 2-2. Here it is. And a fastball on the outside corner. Got him. Strike 3 called. 8 strikeouts for Orion Kirkering. And there's 1 away. A runner at first. And here comes Matthew Garcia, the second baseman from Chippewa College. Orion Kirkering, so far with his best outing yet, as here's the first pitch to Garcia, and he pops one up down the left field line, out of play. Strike 1 to the left-handed bat and the Chatham second baseman.
For Kirkering, 8 strikeouts now, ties his high of his collegiate career.
0-1. And a slider blocked in the dirt by Justin Mickness. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Kirkering had 8 strikeouts back on March 13th against Florida Gulf Coast. That was his season high at USF.
1 more strikeout, and it would give him his year high, as swinging a foul down the left field line off the bat of Garcia on the Route 28, and it's now 1-2.
And he got those 8 strikeouts in just 3 2/3. Oh, that is ridiculous.
Lavari at first, Trey Harmon holding him on. Middle infielders in double play depth, trying to get the ground ball. 1-2, the pitch. And a slider on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Strikeout number 9 for Orion Kirkering. Kirkering, who never had 9 strikeouts this spring with South Florida, he's got 9 now. And he's trying to complete 5 innings of work, as here steps in Dominic Temez, the catcher. First pitch, big curveball, just a bit up high for ball 1. Again, Orion's season high here on the Cape was just 5. He's got 9 already, as the 1-0 is a swing and a foul off the mask of the home plate umpire, Rich Gaetani, as the mask drops onto the ground. He gets his bell rung. Looks like he's okay. Kelly Nicholson asking him, "You all right?" Rich Gaetani looks like he's doing okay, having a chuckle with it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kenny Lavari led off the inning with a single. Kirkering has struck out the next 2 guys. Facing off against the number 9 hitter in the order, right-handed batter. The 1-1. Fastball poked foul back to the screen. And it's now 1-2. This will be the 80th pitch of the game for Orion Kirkering coming up here. 1-2. Runner at first, 2 down. Anglers lead 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. Kirkering staring down Mickness, and now time is called. Temez will take an extra practice swing before re-entering the box. 1-2. Danny Soretti on deck for Chatham, the leadoff man. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, gets past Justin Mickness, and over to second goes Lavari without a throw. Not much Justin Mickness could do about that pitch. Way outside and in the dirt on the fastball. And Lavari now in scoring position.
Well, Kirkering's been dominant, but you mentioned that high pitch count up above 80. Jake Somm, the lefty out of UCLA, is getting warm in the Firebirds bullpen right now. Looks like he might be the next arm for Orleans.
Wind gusting out slightly out toward the outfield. 2-2 the pitch. In the dirt again, and it squirts past Justin Mickness toward the Chatham on deck circle, and Lavari scampers over the third without another throw. 2 straight wild pitches from Orion Kirkering, and Lavari now 90 feet away.
So a free 180 feet. The 4 errors yesterday against Chatham were costly, and errors today against an Anglers team that has had your number all season have to be minimized.
Count is full, 3-2, the pitch. And a fly ball hit well to right center field. DeLauner going back at the fence. It is gone. On the full count pitch, Kirkering challenges Temez. And Dominic Temez goes right center field for his first home run of the summer, a 2-run shot. That makes it a 3-0 lead now for Chatham here in the 5th.
The momentum was all with Orleans. Kirkering had struck out the last 2 batters, looking a new year high, a collegiate high, 9 strikeouts, and he challenges Temez.
Soretti on the first pitch, swings and fouls one off to the left, 0-1.
And Temez takes him deep.
Dominic Temez, who came into this ball game with a batting average of just .081. 0-1. Soretti takes up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. An .081 batting average, just 3 hits in 37 at-bats. He picks up his first homer of the summer, as the 1-1 is popped up foul down the left field line, and it's now 1-2. RBIs 5 and 6 now for Temez, committed to the University of Alabama. A big swing of the bat for the number 9 hitter in the order and the Chatham starting catcher, who was 0 for his last 12 before the big swing to right center. 1-2, slider. Just misses the outside corner. 2-2 now.
Just 4 hits, 3 runs for Chatham. 4 hits, no runs to show for it for Orleans. Again, the difference in this game, Chatham capitalizing.
2-2. Soretti swings and fouls one straight back to the screen. And it remains 2-2. Jake Somm getting loose, a left-hander from UCLA. Kirkering trying to close out the inning. He's been phenomenal tonight, but just the 2 home runs have been his only mistakes on this Sunday. 2-2 is a slider that misses way outside, and the count runs full again, 3-2. To the switch hitter, Soretti, hitting left-handed. On deck is Matthew Hogan, the right fielder from Vanderbilt. The pitch, 3-2, popped up, down the left field line, and a souvenir. And we'll do it again, 3-2 to Danny Soretti out of UNC Chapel Hill. Pitch number 90 coming up from Orion Kirkering. The right-hander stares into Mickness' signs. 3-2. And Soretti lines one into center field. McKenzie, who is shaded into left center, backs up and makes the catch head high. And that will end the inning. For Chatham in the top of the 5th, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, none are left stranded. Dominic Temez, the number 9 hitter, with a 2-run home run to right center into the Orleans bullpen. And Chatham has a 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. When we come back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, D3 athletics, and continuing education, and graduate studies, including fifth year's master programs at www.curry.edu. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche or served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
All right, thanks so much, Mr. Jimenez. Bottom 5 here from Eldridge Park. Orleans will have the 9-1-2 batters due up against Cy Nielsen, the left-hander from BYU. It'll be Benjamin Blackwell, Jared McKenzie, and Luke Keishel due up against Nielsen, who has done a terrific job up to this point. 4 innings, just 4 hits allowed, no runs, 1 walk, only 1 strikeout. But he's done a nice job pitching to contact, and the defense for Chatham tonight has been superb. A couple of diving plays and a home run robbery out in left field by Garrett Martin on a fly ball off the bat of Chase DeLauder. Blackwell stands in, right-handed batter, swings at the first pitch and fouls one straight back. 0-1 to the future Clemson Tiger, Benjamin Blackwell, who singled back in the second inning his first time up. Lefty versus righty matchup, 0-1. And Blackwell shows bunt, lays it down the third base line beautifully. Coming in and charging is the third baseman, Lavari, and he fires over the first in time to get Blackwell by about a step for out number 1.
Boy, the defense from Chatham today has been absolutely terrific. I mean, that's a great bunt by Blackwell down the line. Lavari with terrific speed able to get to it, and the exchange was lightning quick for the out. I think against a lot of other third basemen on the Cape, that's a single.
Jared McKenzie, lefty on lefty matchup, takes a first pitch slider outside for ball 1. I mean, that was as smooth as silk there from Lavari at the hot corner. 1-0. Swing and a miss on the slider. Count even at 1 to the Baylor outfielder Jared McKenzie. He's 0 for 2 with a pop out to short and a strikeout swinging. Firebirds trying to avoid losing 4 in a row for the first time all summer. If they want to reach 500, they have to win all of their remaining games, as McKenzie pops up the 1-1 foul down the left field line, and it's quickly 1-2.
Nielsen has been so efficient today, Gareth. We're in the bottom of the 5th, and he just has 65 pitches.
Nielsen at the belt, staring into Temez's signs, working from the windup, now steps off, and he'll reset. 1-2, the pitch. In the dirt, and Nielsen falls off the mound a little bit as well on that one. Grimacing a tad before getting the ball back from his catcher, Temez. 2-2, Luke Keishel on deck for Orleans. 3-0 Chatham. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch is poked foul. Heads up for a car, literally right there, out there on Route 28. 2-2.
It's dangerous driving on Route 28 on a night where there's baseball. Bryce Osmond is warming up in the pen for Chatham, by the way.
A low laser that almost drilled a car. 2-2 pitch again, and a swing and a miss. Beautiful changeup from Cy Nielsen. Strikeout number 2 for the BYU left-hander. And there's 2 down now for Luke Keishel.
Little surprised that somebody's getting horned with how efficiently Nielsen has pitched. I mean, he must be reaching a pitch count because they can't pitch much better than the lefty has out of BYU today.
Luke Keishel today 1 for 2, right-handed batter facing the lefty Nielsen, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball outside for ball 1. Keishel has singled, and he has popped out to second. 1-0 is popped up foul down the right field line onto the concourse, and it's 1-1. Chase DeLauder on deck. Firebirds need base runners. Down 3. Halfway through this one, 1-1. Is poked foul down the right field line. Maxwell Romero Jr. will chase after it, but it'll go over the netting and into the seats. And it's now 1-2. Cy Nielsen trying to complete 5 here at Eldridge Park. The pitch. 1-2, swing and a miss. In the dirt, Temez tags out Kieshel, and the inning is over. A 1-2-3 fifth inning for Cy Nielsen. He picks up his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. And we'll head now to the 6th with Chatham leading 3-0 here in Orleans. Let's now send it over to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, who's out there in the bullpen somewhere. Noah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. So we've got a fun pen talk tonight. Maybe the most participation we've ever had, a couple newbies to the segment. The question is simple, so I'll throw it out there so we have enough time to debate. You're going to a desert island, and you get to bring 3 things/items with you. What are you bringing? Max, Rajic, I'll start with you.
I'm definitely bringing my deck of cards. Magician. People in the stranded island. Probably bringing a baseball, and we're going to bring some music. Just have some alone time and chill to just some music.
Alrighty, I like that one. J-Rod?
Well, I think I'm going to bring Max.
Okay, it's a good one. Yeah.
It's a tough one. Probably Brett, too.
Oh, okay, 2 people. Good crowd.
No. No females.
No females.
And probably my lucky penny.
Oh, wow. We need some luck.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Brett, you got anything for us?
Yeah. I'm going to bring Woo Pig right here. A guitar for the people over there. And last but not least, Costas. We got to bring Costas with me. Got to bring him.
All right, Costas, you want to weigh in on this one?
Might as well. All right. I would probably bring rope.
Rope, all right.
A machete.
Okay.
And then can't go wrong with Jared here either. Fun guy to toss with.
All right, yeah, Jared's definitely a fun time. We've seen that in the bullpen. He's got a lot of good moves to bust out. I think you can bust out the moves. He's a great dancer. Me, this is a tough one. I'm gonna bring a rifle so I can hunt on the island, gather some food. I am going to bring Cards Against Humanity. It's a fun game to play with maybe some of the locals, kind of loosen it up a bit. And I'm going to what's the third thing I'm going to bring?
We need bullets.
Yeah.
No, it comes with that. It's like a set. I think I'm going to bring golf clubs because I'm terrible at golf, but I think if I had enough time at a desert island, I can just start whacking around some coconuts or something and get better at golf. So that's what I'm doing to entertain myself. That's what we got here on this edition of Pen Talk. I want to hear your guys' answers, so I'll send it back to you in the booth. You send it back to him, Jared.
Back to you, Carlo. Back to you, Carlo. Dior.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, guys out there in the bullpen. Jake Somm has come in now for relief, the left-hander from UCLA. 1-1 pitch to Matt Hogan, left-handed batter from Vanderbilt, is low, 2-1. Jake Somm making his 12th appearance on the summer. He's 1-2 with an 8.04 ERA. In 15 2/3 innings pitch, he has 18 strikeouts over 8 walks. 2-1 pitch to Hogan with the shift on. Is a slider popped up into left field. Costello, who's playing near the foul line, drifts on over and makes the catch for the first down. One away here in the 6th. All right, Carlo, what 3 things are you bringing if you're on the deserted island?
Well, deserted with locals, according to Noah.
Deserted locals?
Deserted with locals. That's a great question. I am going to bring... I need a book. I don't know what book it would be, but I'd bring a book.
Okay.
Probably bring some water.
All right.
And you.
Oh, okay. No food?
Oh, we'll find that.
Nolan McLean takes a pitch outside takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike one, 0-1. The pitch. Another one outside corner, strike two called, 0-2.
I don't think you're getting away with not answering.
Hey, don't worry. I figured it out. I think I'll bring, let's see. I think I'll bring a baseball bat. Just don't know what's going to happen. I'll bring some music. And can I just bring like a buffet, like some food? You know what? Yeah, why not? It's like a genie in a bottle. I'll take it. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt. 1-2.
I think you and Noah have the most suspect group of things.
Well, hey, I don't know what might happen.
No,
So-
a baseball bat makes sense. The music, I kind of get.
And then food. And then what about like some food, like a supply of food? 1-2. Swing and a miss. McLean goes down swinging. First strikeout for Jake Somm, and there's 2 down with nobody on here in the 6th.
I get the food, but I think that's a poorly used pick. You know, like if you had to pick food to go to a deserted island with, where you're gonna find food, you're gonna have to learn how to find food. That is what they call a low underslot value pick.
Underslot value pick. Wow. Lefty on lefty matchup as Max Romero Jr. takes a pitch low and away in the dirt for ball 1.
I use that right?
Underslot? Okay. I mean, just like a very overrated selection. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a better
all right.
word for it.
Sure. 1-0. A fastball in there for called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, I just like Jared Southerns. He'll just bring the whole bullpen along. 3 of his favorite guys in the bullpen. 1-1. Slider runs away. 2-1 to count to Romero.
I think that's a strength. You know, with numbers comes strength, but also on a deserted island where food might be sparse, more bodies, more mouths to feed might not be the right move.
2-1. Romero off the inside part of the bat, pops it up foul. And it's 2-2.
Although Jared, you know, he likes to have fun. Saw him taking shortstop fungo earlier today, and hey, he looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think Jared could easily be a good defensive shortstop if he wasn't a pitcher. 2-2 pitch. Fastball right down the pipe. Strike 3 called. Romero goes down looking. A 1-2-3 6th for Jake Somm, the left-hander from UCLA, with a couple of strikeouts as well. Bottom 6, Firebirds have some work to do on offense. They're down by 3 as we head now to the last of the 6th here from Eldridge Park and here from the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Chase DeLauder, Tyler Locklear, and Trey Harmon, the 3, 4, and 5 batters, dude up against Cy Nielsen, the lefty from BYU, still out there. And the first pitch is a ground ball up the middle into center field, a base hit. DeLauder doesn't waste any time. Firebirds need some base runners, down 3. Chatham 3, Orleans nothing in this fifth and final meeting between these two ball clubs. And here comes pitching coach Dennis Cook, and that's going to be it as he points out to the bullpen with his left hand. Cy Nielsen, well, he comes in and only took one hitter for him to be taken out, but still a terrific performance for the left-hander from BYU. 5 innings, gives up 5 hits, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts, no runs. He is responsible for DeLather at first. We'll have a new pitcher when we come back here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Chatham 3, Orleans nothing. Pitching change for the Anglers. New pitcher now for the Anglers with a runner at first and nobody out here in this bottom of the 6th. Chatham leading 3-0 over Orleans, and the new pitcher now will be the rising sophomore from Oklahoma State, Bryce Osmond, a 6'3", 181-pound right-hander from Jenks, Oklahoma, who was Oklahoma State's weekend starter for this season in his first full season. He's a COVID freshman, just finished his freshman year, you could say, and Osmond will be making his 6th appearance on the summer. He has a 5.19 ERA in 17 1/3 innings pitch. And the first pitch to the right-handed bat of Tyler Locklear is a fastball at 92, up high for ball 1. 20 strikeouts, over 11 walks for the right-hander from Oklahoma State. Last appeared last week at Falmouth, came on in for relief and threw 3 1/3 innings. 1-0, Locklear with a fly ball hit well to right field. Racing back is the right fielder, Hogan. He can't get it. It goes all the way to the fence. DeLather headed for third. The throw into second and a slide from Locklear. The tag, not in time. He's in there. Not the smoothest slide from Tyler Locklear in at second base, and it was a pretty good throw from the wall, from Hogan at the wall. But in the end, not in time. Locklear into second base. As he'll go to Ryan Erickson at first and remove his elbow guard and his batting gloves. And now this will bring up the tying run to the plate in Trey Harmon, the future Stetson Hatter. Right-handed batter versus the righty Osmond, working from the windup now, and the first pitch. It's a big curveball, just a bit high for ball 1. A single by DeLather and now a double by Tyler Locklear. DeLather at third, Locklear at second. 1-0. Harmon swing and a miss on the sharp slider. 1-1 the count. Harmon, the potential tying run at the plate with one swing. 1-1 pitch is a fastball low and away. 2-1 to count. Osmond was considered to be a top 10 freshman coming out of high school back in 2020. Had an up and down year this year, but scouts still consider him to be a top prospect for next year's draft. 2-1. Harmon with a big chopper, foul down the third base side. And the count is quickly 2-2 with Jeff Costello on deck. Firebirds with their best opportunity yet. The first two guys reaching base in the Bash Bros. DeLather at third, Locklear at second, nobody out. Chatham up by 3. 3-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2. Harmon bouncing the bat off his right shoulder. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 92 heat past Trey Harmon. And he goes down swinging for the first out of the 6th. And this will bring up now Jeff Costello, the left fielder from Northeastern. Costello 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. RBI opportunity here for Jeff Costello. First pitch from Bryce Osmond. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a called strike on a fastball. 0-1. Costello 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Hasn't had too many opportunities. 0-1 is a fastball below the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, Julio Marcano. The pitch from Osmond. Curveball, a high strike called by home plate umpire Rich Gaetani. As Costello tilts his head in disagreement, it's now 1-2. Firebirds need to capitalize here. They have yet to score in this one. Here's the 1-2. And a fastball in the dirt. Scooped out by the catcher Temez. 2-2. Costello trying to break out of a 2 for 15 slump. Officially 2 weeks with the Firebirds is Jeff Costello's tenure. And a 2-2. And a fastball fouled back to the screen. Remains 2-2. Firebirds and the Anglers in their last meeting of this 2021 season. Playing for pride at this point with both teams knocked out of the playoffs. 2-2 is a soft liner into left field. Martin coming in. He's going to play it on the bounce. Locklear headed for third. DeLauder will score. The throw goes all the way to the backstop. Here comes Tyler Locklear now. Costello grounding second. He's going to try for third. Here's the throw. The tag. Not in time. It's a 1-run ball game. Jeff Costello with an RBI single. The left fielder, Garrett Martin, overthrows the third baseman, Lavari. The ball sails to the backstop, and Jeff Costello goes all the way to third on that play. It's 3-2 Chatham as 2 runs come home. What just happened?
I don't know. A ball was thrown over somebody's head. It hit bricks. 2 guys came around to score. And all of a sudden, we have a game.
Game-tying run at third. Julio Marcano takes a breaking ball on the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1.
I thought for sure Martin was going to dive in left. With the way he's played defense today, he's been terrific. Let that one drop and then sailed one.
0-1 from Osmond. Marcano. Fly ball down the right field line into the corner. This is going to go foul. All the fans trying to wave that ball fair. Instead, 0-2. The infield is in for manager Tom Holliday with Jeff Costello, the tying run at third. 1 out. Chatham 3, Orleans 2. Righty on righty matchup. Osmond from the windup. And the pitch to Marcano is a swing and a miss. He got him with 93 at the letters. And Osmond with 2 strikeouts now. It will bring up Justin Mickness with a runner at third and 2 down. The infield will return to normal depth. And Justin Mickness now with a chance to deliver and potentially tie this game.
And Marcano was trying to give the Firebirds the lead with that swing.
First pitch to Mickness off the hands and popped foul into the private property beyond Route 28. 0-1. So Jeff Costello gets credit for an RBI. Just one of them. Doesn't get credit for the second runner coming in on the throwing error from Garrett Martin. 0-1 from Osmond. And a breaking ball blocked in the dirt by Temez. He keeps it out in front. And the count is even at 1 to the Kent State catcher, Justin Mickness. A single by DeLauder, a double by Locklear, a strikeout of Trey Harmon, an RBI single by Jeff Costello, and an error on the throw to third allows a second run to score on that play, and a strikeout of Marcano. As McNiss, 1-1 pitch, a wave and a miss on the hard heater. It's 1-2 now. Two runs on 3 hits, 1 error here in this 6th for Orleans. Ready for the 1-2 pitch from Osmond to McNiss. And McNiss off the hands, fights one off down the left field line, foul. And into the seats. Remains 1-2. Benjamin Blackwell on deck. Eldridge Park now, everybody on their toes. After sitting through 5 shutout innings. 2 runs home here in the 6th. The 2-2 is high and outside. And the count is full, 3-2. Osmond does have an open base to play with if he wants to pitch instead to the number 9 hitter Blackwell, who's on deck. Costello at third, he's the tying run, 3-2. McNiss, swing and a miss. 94 above the belt. Osmond strikes out the side. And Orleans, however, has made it an interesting game. They get 2 in the bottom of the 6th and have made it a 1-run ball game. It's Chatham 3, Orleans 2. As we head to the final 3 innings of this one, let's send it out to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Gareth. So it's clear this one, it's very heated. Chatham, Orleans, close game. Teams both very competitive, although being eliminated for the playoffs, because a lot of guys still have a lot to play for. It's a storyline we've talked about on the field. Prospects still coming to games, and these guys can elevate their draft stock going into their collegiate seasons, but they're not the only ones who have opportunity to grow, because in fact in Orleans the bullpen catchers can do the same thing. We saw the other night Michael Chavez actually get into the game after he was activated earlier last week, and you know, talking to him, he told me how cool the experience was. It was really a dream for him, the kid from Worcester State being able to get in the game. And the other bullpen catcher too, Costas, not playing college ball now, but through working with Kelly, he got a couple reps in BP, got a bullpen, and Kelly connected him to a couple different schools in SoCal, and hopefully he'll be set up with Providence down in SoCal, a JUCO college, to play next season, which kind of just shows that while it's a great opportunity for baseball players, for a lot of media interns like us, it's also a great opportunity for some of the most unlikely people, the bullpen catchers. They do so much hard work all season, and it's finally paying off in virtue of getting time in game and also getting time, hopefully, in the fall. And I'm actually going to do a full story on this, hopefully be released in the next couple days. So be glued to the Orleans Firebirds YouTube for that. But for now, we got a 1-run ball game. So I'll send it back to Carlo for the final 3 innings of this final Chatham-Orleans Battle of the Year. Carlo?
Appreciate it, Noah. We'll start with the left-handed bat of Caden Trinkle against the lefty Som. The first pitch is a strike on the inside. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. 3-2, a new game after the Firebirds pick up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Som's 0-1. Fastball, strike, top of the zone. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Trinkle. It'll be Trinkle, Lavari, Martin. 5, 6, 7 for Chatham, with the lead now as Singleton. 0-2. Downstairs, just misses. Rich Gaetani says no, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes here. That could not have been closer. Som sets at the belt. Turns his back. 1-2. Strike 3. This one in time. 3 straight strikeouts for Jake Som. And he is looking good early. Up comes Kenny Lavari with 1 out and the bases empty.
And there's something about Jake Som when he pitches at home. His ERA at just 2 versus his road ERA where it's over 16.
Som looks towards the lefty. Lavari deals. Lavari swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike to him. Sam facing a lot of lefties in this Chatham lineup, which have surprisingly hit him better than righties this summer. Lefties 294, righties 174. Against the kid out of UCLA, 0-1. Misses off the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chatham held a 3-0 lead until the last half inning. Bottom of the 6th, Firebirds bring home 2 runs. 1-1. Another wave. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lavari. A single by Costello, a throwing error by the left fielder Martin, who has been terrific all game before that error, including robbing a home run earlier. Gives one back with the error, and we have a 1-run game. Sam sets, exhales. 1-2. And a ground ball right side of the infield. Shortstop Julio Marcano takes 2 steps to his right from deep in the dirt, lobs to first. Lavari is retired. And 2 quick outs for Jake Sam, Gareth, who looks like he is having one of his best outings of the summer, early through 5 batters that he's all retired.
Yeah, right now, I mean, he's a guy that doesn't really necessarily throw hard. His fastball in the high 80s, but the slider looks a lot tighter today. And that fastball, maybe even though it's still sitting around 88, 89, has a little bit more zip on it tonight.
Right-handed batter Garrett Martin looks on. Sam deals home. And Martin takes a strike away. No balls and 1 strike. Garrett Martin singled back in the 2nd. Had that throwing error that made this a 1-run game. Right-handed batter looks towards Sam with the bases empty, 0-1. And he takes strike 2. Paints the corner, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes. And Jake Sam looking to face the minimum for the 2nd straight inning. Already 3 strikeouts to the 5 batters he's faced. Nobody on, 2 away. Top 7, 3-2 Chatham over Orleans. 0-2. And a swing and a foul straight back. Martin stays alive as he spoils one to the screen. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The final game of the summer between these 2 teams. Chatham has taken the season series 3-1. 2nd straight year the Anglers have won the season series. Sam's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Garrett Martin. 4 strikeouts for Jake Sam through 2 innings of work. And the Anglers go quietly once again. We'll stretch and head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Firebirds nipping at the heels of the Anglers. It's 3-2 midway through 7. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. So glad you could join us on what has been a great night of baseball here on this Sunday night in Orleans, Massachusetts. The Firebirds down by a run to the Chatham Anglers 3-2, and it will be the 9-hole hitter Benjamin Blackwell to lead things off. First pitch to him. And the righty looks at a strike at the knees. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. And Gareth, it seems like Rich Gaetani's zone has increased a little bit as we head into the latter innings of this game.
Yeah, he's certainly giving a lot more corners as the game has progressed.
0-1. Strike on the outside. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Chatham, as a pitching staff, has 6 strikeouts for Orleans, 13 already. Firebirds have been taking advantage of the generous zone. 0-2. off the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Benjamin Blackwell. Blackwell with a single in the second. Thought he might have another hit in the 5th on a beautiful bunt down the third base line, but a better play by the third baseman Lavari. 1-2. And he fouls one back to the screen down the right field line. In the count, a ball and 2 strikes. The sun has set. The lights are on. The hill's still packed. Chatham and Orleans does not get much better on the Cape. 1-2. And Blackwell skies one into right. Going back to right fielder Hogan. He's at the warning track. He sets his feet, reaches up with 2 hands, and retires Benjamin Blackwell. So the lineup card will flip. It's Jared McKenzie with the bases vacant and 1 out. Bottom 7, 3-2 Chatham at Eldridge Park. McKenzie has struck out in his last 2 at-bats. In his second looking, in the 5th swinging. Trying to continue his 6-game hitting streak. First pitch to the lefty. Strike on the outside. No balls and 1 strike to McKenzie, who steps out of the zone. Doesn't agree with the call from Rich Gaetani. Adjusts the gloves. Looks down the right field line. Swings the arm. Gaetani motions, please get back in the box. McKenzie still taking his time. And now finally steps in. He taps the plate twice. Osmond's ready. 0-1. And McKenzie loops one into center field, a base hit. Jared McKenzie, 6-game hitting streak, make it 7. A 1-out knock in the bottom of the 7th inning. And he is the tying run at first as up comes the go-ahead, Luke Keischel. McKenzie continues to produce for Orleans. And up comes Luke Keischel, the right-handed batter who ended a 3-game hitless streak earlier today. With a single back in the first, he's 1 for 3. Osmond looks on with his bright orange cleats and orange glove. A contrasting color on the blue Chatham. First pitch, Keischel lines one foul down the right field line. Over the hill and into the parking lot. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Always kind of the beauty of the Cape, Gareth. Guys wear their school cleats usually. There's sometimes their school gloves. And just look out there and the colors don't quite match. Kind of guess where guys go to school. 0-1 to Keischel with McKenzie at first. Throw back to first and able to keep it in front of him is Romero. As McKenzie's back with a head-first slide. And the count, no balls and 1 strike.
I think Jared Southard's got the orange glove and he's got the orange cleats as well, which I don't know about you, but red and orange don't match whatsoever with anything.
Orange and blue is worse, in my opinion. Osmond loves Oklahoma State, but that's just not a good color combo. 0-1. Skips in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Temez, and into second base. Standing is Jared McKenzie. The tying run now in scoring position with 1 out and a 1-1 count to Luke Keischel.
So that must mean you're not a fan of New York Mets colors.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that. I just think that Oklahoma State orange, it's kind of like a tannish orange.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look good on what is a dark blue on the uniform. 1-1. Paints the outside. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, that's very fair.
I don't mind the Mets colors, but that combo.
Oh, it's like a neon orange.
Yeah,
almost.
it's just not good. It's not good.
Osmond's cleats look like he just created them on Nike ID.
Oh boy. 1-2. Keischel swings and misses. Ball is in the dirt. Temez stares at second for a long time, then fires to first to get Keischel. That's the 4th strikeout for Bryce Osmond. And a good job by Dominic Temez to make sure Jared McKenzie did not take 90 feet as he remains at second base, and it's up to Chase DeLauder.
You know those customization?
Oh, trust me, I know exactly what you're talking about. I might have made one myself that I'm not proud of.
I mean, they're awfully bright, which for Oklahoma State colors, I mean, those would work perfectly.
Oh, I'm sure it looks great on the
Not
uniform.
on the Cape, though. Not on the Cape.
Lefty DeLauder looks on. Osmond stares at second, deals. DeLauder swings and fouls one straight back just over our heads to the left of the press box. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Chatham with 4 hits. Firebirds with double as many hits, 8 of them. Each team with an error, but the Anglers have taken advantage of their base runners today. They have a 3-2 lead. You're in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. McKenzie at second, and the 0-1. Strike. Paints the corner low and away. Can't put it better than that if you're Bryce Osmond. And Osmond a strike away from getting out of the runner at scoring position. He bends over at the waist, looks back at second, comes set. The glove just away from the Chatham and script across the chest. 0-2. DeLauder takes one low and inside. He checks his swing, and he went around, says Chuck Furlong, who's on the infield at in between second and third. 5th strikeout for Bryce Osmond, as Jamie Quinn does not agree with Rich Gaetani asking for help. DeLauder tosses his bat to the side in disagreement. And the Firebirds once again leave a runner in scoring position. The tying run left at second. 1 hit, 1 left on. No runs come across. We will head to the 8th. It is still a 1-run Chatham lead, 3-2 here at Eldridge Park.
All right, as we head to the 8th inning here from Eldridge Park, let's do one last Around the Cape League score update for tonight. The final score from Lowell Park at Cotuit, the Kettleers 12, the Falmouth Commodores 9. Cotuit wins, and they secure, or I shouldn't say secure, but they keep a stronghold on that second spot in the West with the win over Falmouth tonight. Harwich defeating Brewster 11-7 right now. They are actually in the top of the 9th, so Mariners on the verge of winning over Brewster, the best team in the East from White House Field. Wareham defeating Bourne right now 10-3. They are in the bottom of the 8th from Doran Park. And then last but not least from McKeon Park, a quick one, 2.5-hour game between YD and Hyannis, and YD wins 9-2. And so, as a matter of fact, I believe if Harwich wins this game right here with Brewster, they are in to the playoffs. So YD did what they could, but right now the Mariners are 3 outs away from securing the second and final spot in the Cape League playoffs in that Eastern Division.
Which would mean when Harwich comes to Eldridge Park tomorrow, they're not really playing for much except tuning up for that playoff matchup against Brewster. It'll be the right-handed batter Garcia as he shows bunt and bunts it into the dugout. And Kelly Nicholson, the skipper, makes a barehanded play. Get him a glove.
There you go, Skip.
Takes the hat off, tips it to the crowd. No balls and 1 strike to Matthew Garcia. Som deals 0-1, misses up and away. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, how about Skip showing off the moves? If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. That's what he just did. Som looks in, 1-1. Downstairs. 2 balls and a strike to Matthew Garcia. It'll be Garcia to Mez Soretti. 8-9-1. Som has struck out 4 batters today through just 2 innings of work. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A cool Sunday night of baseball here at Eldridge Park. The final matchup of the summer between Chatham and Orleans, the bottom 2 teams in the Eastern Division. Som's 2-2. And a swing and a foul straight back. Garcia stays alive. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 teams who are eliminated from playoff contention and have the bottom 2 spots in the Eastern Division pretty much locked up. Som's 2-2. Off the outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Matthew Garcia. And a rarity to have Chatham and Orleans the worst teams in the East. In fact, it's never happened since the 2 divisions split East and West, which honestly is a huge compliment to these 2 organizations that neither of them have ever finished last in the same year. And you want to talk about consistently good and consistently competing for playoff spots. That's a pretty telling statistic. Base is empty, 3-2. Strike three at the knees. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sam and his 5th of the night. As up comes Dominic Temez.
And with that 5th strikeout, that ties his season high back against Wareham on July 24th, a couple of Fridays ago. Jake Zom with 5 strikeouts so far. He's been dealing.
Righty Temez looks on. First pitch. Strike paints the outside. Temez, the reason the Firebirds don't have a 2-1 lead right now. He had a 2-run home run in the 5th. It was just his first home run of the summer, and it ended an 0-for-11 hitless streak in his last 6 games. 0-1, and he golfs one onto the hill down the right field line as running over the first baseman Harmon, and he watches it drop. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to the catcher out of Alabama.
It's up to whoever's running our camera out there at first. I think the last thing they want is Trey Harmon running into them.
That's the last thing anybody wants.
Who's down there in the camera right now? You see, Carlo?
I wish I could tell you.
Is it Hannah or is it Jesse? Mike?
Somebody wearing red.
Well,
Doesn't help.
That's not that helpful.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 0-2. Up and away. Temez lays off an enticing high fastball. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3-2. Chatham over Orleans. Top 8, 1 out, bases empty. And Jake Somm looking to continue his brilliance here tonight. 1-2. Misses upstairs again. Mickness pops out of the squat, stabs it as the ball flies towards his right ear. And the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The new lights here at Eldridge Park at full strength. Firebirds trying to take down Chatham here at home. 2-2. Strike 3 on the outside, 3 in a row for Jake Somm. His 2nd straight looking and his 6th of the night. And Somm is having the outing of it this summer.
I mean, you combine him with Orion Kirkering's 9 strikeouts, that's 15 punch-outs tonight out of 23 hitters retired so far in this one. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Right-handed batter Soretti looks on towards Somm. The leadoff hitter, first pitch, low. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. 9 for Kirkering, 6 for Somm. And he's got a chance to strike out the side for the first time. Bases empty, 2 outs. Chatham hanging on by a shoestring, up 3-2 in the top of the 8th. 1-0. Breaking ball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes to Soretti. Danny Soretti looking to extend his 6-game hitting streak. So far 0 for 3 today. Did reach on an error by Benjamin Blackwell back in the 3rd. Somm's 2-0. Strike on the outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And with the 6 strikeouts from Somm, that evens up what he had at UCLA back against USC when he had 6 on March 7th.
2-1. Swinging a foul down the right field line over towards the camera well. Did you have to do that?
Yes. It's called facts.
You didn't have to say who it was against.
Yes.
You could have just said.
Yes. No, yes, I did have to say it.
No.
Yes. I have to say who the school is.
You could have just said Somm had 6 strikeouts. You didn't have to add the against USC.
Doesn't the audience want to know who he did it against?
I don't think it matters.
I think it does.
2-2. And a line drive right at second. Second baseman Julio Marcano to his left. He gloves. He goes to first. That will do it. 3 up, 3 down, 9 in a row. Retired by Jake Somm as he ties his season high of strikeouts with 6. And we will head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Firebirds 1 swing away from tying this game up. It's 3-2 Chatham here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Birds Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2 Chatham. And up comes Tyler Locklear to face Bryce Osmond. Firebirds looking to defeat the Anglers for just the second time this summer. And we'll see if Tyler Locklear can start him off on the right foot in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch from Osmond. And he looks at a ball upstairs. 91 behind the fastball, and they count 1 ball and no strikes. Osmond has been terrific tonight. 5 strikeouts for him. 1-0, misses low. And the count quickly, 2 balls and no strikes to Locklear, who doubled his last time up and came around to score. He's the last run of the game for Orleans on what was a hectic play in the 6th. 2-0. And he fights one off downstairs and fouls it back to the screen. The count, 2 balls and a strike. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Chatham. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Orleans. 2-1. And Locklear lines one into right field, a base hit. Hit number 9 of the night for the Firebirds, and number 2 for Tyler Locklear. A leadoff knock. The tying run is on the base paths as up comes the go-ahead in Trey Harmon.
Tyler Locklear with another productive at-bat. He's been trying to stay more middle and just adjust more away on the pitch these last several weeks, and I think it's helped him out a lot. He's not swinging and missing as much, and he's just taking these pitches the opposite way.
Righty Harmon looks towards Osmond, the pitch, and he swings and fouls one over the press box. The sun has set, the lights are on. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Firebirds trying to avoid losing 4 in a row for the first time this summer. In the penultimate home game at Eldridge Park, we'll be back here tomorrow. Harwich coming to town. 0-1 to Harmon. Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Trey singled back in the 4th. Tried to extend the single to a double and was thrown out by the left fielder, Garrett Martin, who has been terrific in the field today for Chatham. Locklear leads at first. 0-2. Downstairs, says Rich Gaetani. 92 on the fastball, and they count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Trey Harmon, the senior, headed to Stenson. On his way to become a Hatter. Osmond sets at the bell. Peeks over his left shoulder. 1-2. And a swing and a fly ball down the right field line over the netting and onto the hill. Now 5 or 6 kids sprint from their seats, converge on the foul ball. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harmon sent one to left in his first at-bat. He is a pole hitter, and it's just 300 down the left field line. See if Trey can take advantage. And the 1-2. Harmon checks his swing. Did he go? No, says first base umpire Mark Furtado. Harmon able to put the brakes on in time, and to count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trey has reached safely in his last 11 games. He adjusts the helmet, taps the plate once. The bat bouncing off his right shoulder as he stares towards Osmond. Osmond with a bright orange glove and cleats looks in. 2-2. Swing and a miss. And down goes Trey Harmon. That's the 6th strikeout for Bryce Osmond as he strikes out for the 2nd time against Osmond. And up comes Jeff Costello with a tying run at first and 1 out in the bottom of the 8th.
I mean, that fastball coming in hot at 92, 93. And right now, just some of these Orleans hitters are not able to catch up, especially when he elevates it up high in the zone.
Osmond looks towards the righty Costello and deals, and Costello waves. No balls and 1 strike. Osmond's 6 strikeouts tie his season high. He had 6 in his last outing against Falmouth in 3 1/3, surrendering 2 runs and 4 hits. Locklear at first, 0-1. Misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-2 Chatham. Bottom 8, 1 out. And Tyler Locklear takes a 3-step lead at first. He's the tying run. Firebirds trying to get back in the win column against their rivals. 1-1. Breaking ball finds the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Costello. Costello with the lone RBI of the game. Singled and scored DeLauder back in the 6th. Locklear would come home behind DeLauder on the throwing error by Martin in left. Throw back to first. Locklear back with a head first slide. Tyler with just 1 stolen base this summer. A cool Sunday night. A little later start than the regular 5:30 Sunday night start. And the final Sunday night of baseball at Eldridge. 1-2. Way upstairs. Tamez has to reach up with the glove over towards the head of Rich Gaetani, the home plate umpire. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Costello stares in. The bat's still behind his head. 2-2. And Costello fights off a fastball, fouls it over the hill down the right field line. And somebody's going home with some dents.
You heard that?
Yeah, that's not good.
That didn't sound good.
You didn't park your car over there, did you?
No, because I don't have a car.
It's probably good.
Right now, no bullpen activity for both sides. So this is Osmond's inning, and have to think that Sam comes back out for what he's done so far this game.
2-2. And a swing and a blooper down the first base line in foul territory. Coming in, the first baseman Romero, and he makes the catch. Costello got a pitch in on his hands, tried to fight it off, and it ends up in an unproductive out. Tyler Locklear still at first base after his leadoff single. 2 outs now on the board. And it's the right-handed batter, Julio Marcano, as Orleans tries to salvage the leadoff runner. Tell you, Maxwell Romero Jr. playing first base. This is his first game all summer he's played first. He's looked comfortable. Usually a catcher for Chatham. First pitch to Julio, and he comes out swinging and fouls it back to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. Chatham with a run in the first, 2 in the 5th. They led 3-0. Firebirds came back with 2 runs in the 6th. They have left the tying run in scoring position in the 6th and the 7th. Locklear is at first with 2 outs. 0-1 to Julio Marcano. And he bounces one up the middle. Charging from second is Garcia. He gloves it from the infield grass. The throw in time. Garcia guns down Marcano, and that will do it. A leadoff single, but Locklear watches 3 of his teammates go down in order as Osmond continues his brilliance here in relief. We will head to the final frame, and the Firebirds trying to keep this a 1-run game. It's 3-2 Chatham. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got?
Yeah, appreciate it, Carlos. So we had a trivia question at the beginning of the game, and that was who was the last Cape League player to hit double-digit home runs in a single year? Got a couple different answers on Twitter, but one person got it right. John Tack, I believe I'm saying that correctly. Kind of been on fire recently. He's got a couple of the last few trivia questions, but the answer is Bobby Dahlbeck of the Orleans Firebirds back in 2015, hit 12 home runs. Not sure if either Chase or Tyler will be able to reach that mark. Would have to go on a bit of a tear these last couple of games, but Bobby Dahlbeck had 12 in 2015. So congrats, John, for getting the trivia question right today. Yeah, Bobby really tore it up in Firebirds Red. We have one more trivia question left, one more home game. Kind of sad, but we'll make sure it's a good one. But for now, we got a 1-run ball game, 9th inning, Chatham, Orleans. It's an absolute doozy, so I'll send it back to Carlo in the booth.
Appreciate it, Noah. Another trivia question. We got one more of those, Gareth. You've been doing your research. You think you're ready for the last one?
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'm sad. This is coming to an end, but we got one more home game, and it'll be a good one against a very good Harwich team. Orleans just trying to take down some of the best teams right now in the Eastern Division. We'll play versus Harwich tomorrow. We'll go on the road at Harwich Tuesday, and then the season finale at Brewster Wednesday.
It is funny how, Harwich second in the Eastern Division, one of the best offenses on the Cape. Brewster first in the Eastern Division, one of the worst defenses on the Cape, or offenses, excuse me, one of the best pitching staffs.
Well, and I think that just furthers Kelly Nicholson's point that he's tried to hammer home to us all summer long, is that pitching and defense really will win you games, and if you get basically 4 runs here on the Cape, that'll get you the victory. Orleans, they've certainly had the offense for most of this summer, but they just have not had the pitching, and the defense has been on and off this last week.
Pinch hitter, it's the righty Jake DeLeo, and he takes the ball away. We begin the 9th inning. Chatham protecting their 3-2 lead and looking for insurance runs against Jake Somm, who begins his 4th inning of work. 1-0. DeLeo waves. 1 ball, 1 strike. Somm with 6 strikeouts. Another would be his yearly high. 6 in his season high at UCLA. Currently 6 tonight. Chatham 3, Orleans 2. Top 9, a classic between two rivals. 1-1. Misses low. And the count, 2 balls and a strike to Jake DeLeo. DeLeo in his time against Orleans, 6 for 13. A double, a home run, 5 batted in. 2-1 in the dirt. And the count, 3 balls and a strike. So with Jake DeLeo and then Nolan McLean, 2 of the best hitters Chatham has against Orleans pitching this summer. Give you context, DeLeo has just 12 RBIs on the summer in his 32 games played, but in his 4 against Orleans, he's got 5. 3-1, swing and a miss. And the count fills up, 3 balls and 2 strikes to DeLeo.
And Nick Wallerstedt's getting loose out there in the bullpen if Jake Somm runs into any trouble here in the 9th inning.
And love Somm to finish this one off. Save Wallerstedt for another day. Payoff pitch down the hill. Swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts for Jake Somm. A new high for the lefty out of UCLA. And there's 1 out in the top of the 9th.
His season high here on the Cape, 5. And his season high with UCLA this spring was 6. Jake Somm now with 7. This has been his best performance all year long. He saved it for last here for the penultimate game of the year. What a job done for Jake Somm so far in this one.
Everybody in this Chatham lineup has struck out at least once. For the Firebirds, that's 16 strikeouts, and Nolan McLean is swinging and missing on the first pitch he sees. No balls and 1 strike to the righty. 9 for Orion Kirkring, 7 for Jake Somm. And the Firebirds, who are bottom 3 on the Cape in strikeouts by a pitching staff. 0-1. Up and away, check swing. Yes, sir, says Mark Furtado down the first base line. In the count, no balls and 2 strikes. McLean unable to hold up. McLean, a solo home run in the first. All of the 3 runs for Chatham have come off big flies. The other, a 2-run home run by Tamez in the 5th. Somm sets. His 0-2. And a swing and a miss. How about 8 for Jake Somm? And the first 2 batters of the top of the 9th inning go down swinging. Up comes Maxwell Romero.
It's not often that you get 2 guys that can complete a game on the pitching side and combine for over 17 strikeouts.
First to the lefty, Romero. He takes a strike on the outside. No balls and 1 strike. Romero, the left-handed batter, with the bases empty and 2 gone. Top 9, 3-2 Chatham. Here comes an 0-1. Off the outside. Shift is on for Romero. Tyler Locklear, the third baseman, in the gap on the left side of the infield. Shortstop Blackwell is deep in the hole to the right of second base. Here comes a 1-1. Strike 2, paints the inside edge. Somm a strike away from striking out the side. Second baseman Julio Marcano is, well, he's pretty much playing shallow right field. Way deep in the gap. Somm looks in, 1-2. And a ground ball over the top of the Firebirds dugout. Bounces high. Luke Keichel jumping up for that one. And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. 3 2/3 innings of work for Jake Somm, 8 strikeouts. Can he get 9? 1-2. Swinging a line drive away from the shift into left field and a base hit. The shift is put on, and Romero sends it the other way for a single in the 9th to keep the top of the inning alive. And up comes the left-handed batter, Caden Trinkle, with 1 on and 2 gone. Chatham looking to add to the 3-2 lead.
And that's the first hit and the first base runner that Jake Somm has allowed all game. 11 straight retired up until that point.
So it'll be the lefty, Caden Trinkle, with a runner at first and 2 away. Somm looks at first, deals home, and a swing and a miss. On the count, no balls and 1 strike. 5 hits, 1 error for Chatham, 9 hits, 1 error for Orleans. The difference? The Anglers a 3-2 lead. Leading at first is Romero. Here comes an 0-1. And another wave at a high fastball. No balls and 2 strikes to Caden Trinkle, who was the 3rd strikeout victim against Somm back in the 7th. Flag is quiet in center. Somm looks towards first. 0-2. Misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caden Trinkle. Somm looking to go 4, keep this a 1-run game for the Firebirds in the 9th. It will be 8-9-1. Mickness, Blackwell, McKenzie. 1-2. Enough ball tapped just towards the on-deck circle of Orleans. Currently empty. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Chatham and Orleans, most of this crowd here at Eldridge Park has gone home, but the few that remained hoping to see a classic between these 2 rivals, the final time in the summer of 2021 that they'll face off. 1-2 from Somm. Strike 3 on the outside. Jake Somm with a scream as he jogs off and strikes out the side. That's 9 strikeouts for Somm through 4 innings of work. And it's up to the Orleans offense in the bottom of the 9th. 1 hit, 1 left on, no runs come across. Chatham 3, Orleans 2. We'll step aside and come back for the bottom of the 9th inning here at Eldridge Park. Firebirds looking for a win, and they're going to need to do it with a comeback here at Eldridge. Welcome back to the Birds Broadcast Network. Carlo Jimenez alongside Gareth Clark, and we have a late game drama here at Eldridge Park. To the bottom of the 9th inning we go. It's a 1-run game between the Chatham Anglers and the Orleans Firebirds. Justin Mickness will lead things off, the 8-hole hitter. Then it looks like Peyton Chatinier will pinch hit for Benjamin Blackwell, and Jared McKenzie, the leadoff man. Lefty on righty, first pitch home. Up and away. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes to Mickness.
Certainly would be cruel for Orleans to fall tonight, given how well the pitching has done tonight.
1-0. And a swing and a line drive foul down the left field line onto Route 28. No cars in the vicinity, and the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Firebirds pitching staff has a total of 18 strikeouts in their 27 outs recorded. You can't ask for a better performance. 1-1. Big breaking ball. Misses upstairs. Close pitch, but Rich Gaetani not enticed. And the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Osman looking to go 4 strong. Is 2-1. On the outside, strike 2. 92 behind that fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And David Falco is getting loose for Chatham if Osman runs into any trouble. The rising sophomore from Maryland, he's getting loose for the Anglers out in left field.
The lights are on, the wind is quiet. And the drama has intensified. 2-2. Misses high. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mickness, who's got the best eye on the team. Boy, those are close pitches and tough takes from the catcher from Kent State. Trying to get the leadoff man aboard for the 3rd straight inning. 3-2. And he grounds one to short. Soretti charges. He gloves it at the belt. His throw to first in time. Danny Soretti retires Justin Mickness. And that's the first out of the bottom of the 9th. So it will not be Benjamin Blackwell, a pinch hitter. The righty Peyton Chatinier, who had today off. Only the 3rd off day Chatinier has had in his time here with Orleans. Peyton 0 for 3 in yesterday's game, batting out of the 7th spot at Veterans Field. The first time he's ever done that. First pitch to the righty. And he takes a strike on the outside. No balls and 1 strike to him. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Chatham, 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Orleans. Can the Firebirds make a late game comeback? 0-1. Breaking ball misses away. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to Chatinier. Cy Nielsen started the game when 5 innings, gave up just 1 earned run. Osman has also relinquished a run in his 4 innings of work. 1-1. Chatinier swings and drives one into left field, going back the center fielder, Tranquil. And in the gap, he's going to track it down for out number 2. Tranquil covering ground in center off the bat. Looked like Chatinier might have found the gap. And instead, the Firebirds' backs are up against the wall. In jeopardy of going on their first 4-game losing streak of the summer. And falling for the 4th time to the Chatham Anglers, it's Jared McKenzie, the left-handed batter. McKenzie singled back in the 7th, the first pitch. And he takes high, checks his swing. Did he go around? No, says third base umpire Chuck Furlong. Firebirds need 1. Can they get 1? The flag quiet in center. The lights at their brightest. 1-0. And a swing and a drive into center that drops in front of the center fielder, Tranquil. McKenzie, a 2-out knock. And up comes Luke Keischel, the go-ahead run. Second hit of the night for Jared McKenzie. Three-2 Chatham. 2 outs. And McKenzie at first after his single. Keischel 1 for 4 today with a knock in the first. He's 0 for his last 3. Opening offering to the right-handed batter. And he checks his swing, takes a ball in the dirt. Did he go? Yes, says Mark Furtado, the first base umpire. And it's no balls and 1 strike to Luke Keischel. Keischel came to Orleans from the Cal Ripken League about a month ago and has been one of the best hitters in the Firebirds lineup. At one point was hitting .424 through 14 games. McKenzie at first. Here comes an 0-1. Skips past the catcher. Tamez on to second goes McKenzie as the ball trickles over towards the on-deck circle of Orleans. And now the tying run is in scoring position on the wild pitch from Osman. So Keischel with the strong start, as it looks like Dennis Cook, the pitching coach for Chatham, wants to talk to his pitcher out of Oklahoma State. Recently, though, for Keischel, he has struggled. Just 1 for his last 18. Can he get a big hit here and tie this game up with 2 outs? 10 hits for the Firebirds, just 2 runs to show for it. They've had the tying run on base in the last 4 innings now and have left it stranded. The penultimate home game of the summer. 2 teams eliminated from playoff contention but playing for pride. And there's a lot out there right now. Keishel looks at the bat. Cook back to his dugout as he taps the plate twice. McKenzie with a lead at second base. Here comes a 1-1. Keishel grounds one foul down the first base line. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Firebirds have lost 3 in a row. They do not want to make it 4. And a chance to end the losing streak against their rival in the final game of the year between these two. The crowd makes noise here at Eldridge Park. McKenzie with a healthy lead at second. He's the tying run. 1-2 to the plate. No. Osmond will look back to second. And McKenzie back to the bag. The crowd here at Eldridge Park expresses their feelings. Wind slightly picks up out to center on this Sunday night on the Cape. 3-2 Chatham, bottom 9, runner at second, 2 outs. 1-2. Keishel stays alive, spoils one foul down the right field line. And the count will remain at a ball and 2 strikes. Luke Keishel takes a practice swing, stretches out the hamstrings, and awaits another 1-2 pitch as he restraps the gloves. Jake Stellater, tied for the Cape League in home runs, waits on deck. Keishel looks to keep the inning alive. Osmond likes the sign, working from the first base side of the rubber. Comes set at the belt. Here comes a 1-2. Keishel swings, loops one towards short. Seretti, the shortstop, charges. He gloves, throws to first in time. And that does it. High drama here at Eldridge Park. And the Chatham Anglers defeat the Orleans Firebirds for the 4th time this summer and hand them their first 4-game losing streak. The final score from Orleans, 3-2. Chatham downs Orleans. Well, that's a heartbreaking loss for the Firebirds. As they fall to the Anglers here at Eldridge Park. 10 hits for Orleans. And the story in this one is the runners left on base. The Firebirds leave 4 on, the tying run on base through the 6th through the 9th inning. They left 2 on in the first and the second and 1 in the 4th. That adds up to 9 runners left on base after what was a terrific pitching performance by the staff. Noah Searson trying to find Jake Somm as he walks over towards the camera. We'll have Orion Kirkering here in the booth, both with 9 strikeouts, setting summer highs, season highs, better than their collegiate years. And for the Birds, just another heartbreaking loss. I mean, can't ask much more from your pitching staff. 10 hits, should have enough guys on the base paths, but they aren't able to get the job done. Let's go to one of the stars of the night, Jake Somm at UCLA with Noah Searson. Noah, take it away.
Yeah, appreciate it, Carlo. So I'm on the sidelines here with Jake Somm, the man who basically single-handedly kept the Firebirds in the game tonight with his pitching performance. 4 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts on the night, only 1 hit allowed, and it's kind of fitting that it's the end of the season to have your best performance of the year. You know, when you're looking back at it, what was working so well for you, especially in terms of striking guys out? We haven't seen numbers from really anybody this season like what you put up, 9 strikeouts in 4 innings. So what was working so well for you, Jake?
I mean, really, it was trusting my catcher. You know, Justin basically had the game on lock. He knew what to call. And the one time I shook him off was actually a hard hit ground ball to second base. So after that, I kind of trusted him from there on out, and he got me. So a lot of credit to him.
Well, and all season long, it seems like you've been very comfortable playing here under the lights in Eldridge, found a lot of success And tonight in that 9th inning, you strike out the last guy, and you're a guy who's, for the most part, pretty calm, but we saw the emotion from you. You pumped your arms, and the whole team greeted you. What was going through your head in the end of that at-bat and in that moment when you knew that you guys were going into the bottom of the 9th, had a chance, and specifically for you that, you had a killer outing?
I was just glad I kept the team in it. One-run game, emotions run high, and so I was pumped. I was kept us there. It also felt good to have the best outing of the year, but it was good stuff.
And then when you're thinking about what you can take away from an outing like this, what specifically was working so well that you'd like to pull from this outing into your future outings, whether that be this summer or going into your season at UCLA this year?
I think it's just trusting fastball command. Justin called a lot of inside fastballs, and I felt confident throwing in the entire game. So, and then that combined with the off-speed stuff, I felt like I was throwing everything for strikes. So just kind of having confidence in my pitches and staying with that next year, I think that's going to be the key for me.
Yeah, confidence is always a great thing to work tonight. 9 strikeouts, 4 innings. Jake, thank you so much for your time tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow back for the final game of the season here at Eldridge. That's all I got from the sidelines for now, Carlo, but I'll send it back to you in the booth. I believe you have another interview, so take it away.
From one pitcher who had 9 strikeouts to another, Orion Kirkring, thanks for joining us. The starter today for Orleans, 5 innings, just 4 hits allowed, 3 runs, but those big 9 Ks and no walks. Orion, have you ever felt this good pitching in a game? You look terrific out there.
It's been a while, considering the summer's been a little rocky here and there. Not all the quite starts I want, but I felt really good tonight, back to where it was like mid-season form back at USF.
Yeah, you mentioned that mid-season form at USF. You actually beat your yearly high, should we call it, of strikeouts with 9 today. Did you know early on that you really had your stuff? I mean, you struck out the side in the first inning, did give up the home run, but what was the cue that you were like, hey, I might be able to do something special here tonight?
I just felt really good command-wise, fastball, a little off for the first batter, but once I got tunneled in, figure out where my misses were at, I felt really good coming in.
You've looked really comfortable in your 3 starts this summer, probably your 3 best outings of the summer. What is it about starting that allows you to be a little more comfortable on the mound?
Because you just have your own set routine. You know what to do. You're not feeling rushed. I mean, there's going to have the situations where you got to get going, depending on the situation, whether it's a tight game or someone's not having their best stuff, so you got to come in and save them. So I just feel like starting, you have that more comfortableness, know what you do. You got plenty of time to do whatever you want.
And a terrific 3 starts for you. You take this confidence into the fall camp at USF. What does this do for you knowing, like, I came out here, faced the best hitters at the collegiate level, and performed terrifically for your confidence going into next year?
Oh, it feels it very highly just because I knew I can compete with any other person, whether I'm a mid-major right now, but I know some of these guys, most of these guys are Power 5, so I know I can compete with them.
Well, it's been great watching you all summer. What a terrific outing. 5 innings, 9 strikeouts for Orion Kirkring. Thank you so much. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Have
again.
a great rest of your night. Gareth Guak's going to rejoin us in the booth. The Firebirds fall 3-2, but Jake Salm and Orion Kirkring, the stars of the night. 9 strikeouts each. Absolutely terrific. Noah Searson is down there, and he's got another interview. Noah, take it away.
I'm on the sidelines right now with pitching coach Matt Troop for the Orleans Firebirds, and can't really talk about this game without talking about the pitching performance from the Firebirds from both the guys, starting with the starter, Orion Kirkring. He kind of transitioned at least from his role as reliever on this team to a starter, which I know from talking to him, he's more comfortable with that role. But in not only this outing, but his past outings, what have you seen from him? Because it wasn't always easy going tonight, but he always got the job done and really never got rattled throughout his start.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he set the tone for the pitching staff tonight. I think the very first pitch popped a 96 on the board, and I think from there he started to really trust the fastball. I know in this past outing, I think at times he felt like he had to trick some hitters a little bit too much. So after breaking that down and talking about it, we were just talking about how electric his fastball is. I mean, it's got run, it will ride. When he does get down in the zone with it, it sinks. So the ball, just the fastball alone, can move so many different directions for him. And yeah, he was outstanding throughout the entire outing. I mean, 2 of the, I think maybe 3 hits he gave up, or maybe 4, but 2 of them ended up being home runs. But strong kids at the dish. He supplies a lot of velo, and it's not like there were terrible pitches. Maybe a little bit up to allow them to be a little bit more comfortable extending their hands. But props to those 2 guys. They got into him, and unfortunately, right, it ended up being a 1-run ball game there. But Orion was very special tonight. And then he mixed in a little changeup tonight, which is really fun to see. It's something we've been working on this summer. His goal is to start at South Florida this next year, so we talked about getting a 4th pitch in there just to make him that much dirtier. When they do catch up to the fastball, to throw the changeup in there to get him back off the fastball, and he was special to watch, man. I mean, it was obvious for all those that were tuned in. He was very special tonight.
Well, and then after Orion, you get the very special performance from Jake Som out of the pen. 4 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, which is absolutely mind-blowing for anybody. So, from your point of view, how was Jake able to miss so many bats and freeze so many guys and be so dominant to the point where Chatham really stood no chance at the plate?
Well, it starts with what everybody cannot see, and that guy... we have a lot of hard workers on the staff, but I'm going to be very blunt and very honest here. He is the hardest worker on our pitching staff. He throws flat grounds off the mound every day, and I'm not kidding when I say that. Like, he would go 4 innings tonight, right? I think he ended up with 4 innings. He will probably be back on that mound tomorrow here when we play Harwich. I'm sure I'm going to peek over there. I'm going to hear the smack of the glove, and it's going to be Sami up on the mound. He just works. He hadn't had the results that he wanted to up to this point, and obviously he will tell you that, so it just kept feeding him, and I was excited for him to throw tonight. He got quite a few days off, so I felt like his arm was going to be in a good position, and yeah, I mean, the rest is history. That was impressive. I mean, I just looked at the numbers. I think 13 hitters faced, 10 of them got to a 1-2 count. So he was just dotting up, fastball. It really was a fastball command today that really did it for him. He was painting outside corner. He would come back underneath the hands. He would get a little bit further off the corner, and they would swing and miss. It was almost like clockwork at that point. But all that work that he did leading up to this is what got him to that point, and he just kept chugging along. He had a couple rough outings, and he bounced back like crazy today, and it was special, man. And then shout out to Mickness behind the dish. I think we ended up with 18 strikeouts to 0 walks, and that's something that we talked about over the past week. We were losing hitters. We'd get ahead and we'd lose them. We would get a little bit too cute side to side, and all of a sudden we're in the 3-2 count, and then we lose them. So tonight those guys came in, and they made big pitches, and they had a lot of confidence and swag on the mound tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The hard work, Som, Mickness, the rest of the squad definitely could see the results. Unfortunately, not the result you want to see for the Firebirds, but the pitching performance was spectacular. Hopefully, can run it back against Harwich, grab a win in the final home game of the season tomorrow. Coach Drew, thank you so much for your time. See you tomorrow, and that's all the time I have here tonight on the sidelines, guys. So I'll send it back to you in the booth to wrap up this broadcast.
Appreciate it, Noah. Orleans falls to Chatham 3-2. One of the better pitching performances we have seen by the staff, though, all season long. 18 combined strikeouts between Som and Orion. Kirkring, Gareth, your final thoughts as we head into the final 3 games of the summer.
Well, this was a game that Orleans, we hadn't seen the pitching really, shine all until tonight when Orion Kirkring and Jake Som, and we thought there was going to be a couple of guys out of the bullpen tonight. No, it was just 2 pitchers. Orion Kirkring and Jake Som dominated, and it was just a couple of mistakes from Kirkring that ended up being the difference. But for the Firebirds, tonight was something that we didn't see very often, is that there was a lack of run support. That's not really been a common theme this summer. It's usually either been, the lack of pitching and lack of bullpen stability, not necessarily the offense, but tonight it was just the offense couldn't get going, and Bryce Osmond really shut down this Firebirds offense when he came on in relief, and Asai Nielsen did a nice job as well, keeping guys off balance, pitching to contact, getting a lot of balls to go the Chatham's way, and Chatham played a very old school way today. Pitching and defense got them the win today, and a couple of timely hits, and that's all you really need to win, and that's what they got. So for tomorrow, Orleans needs to keep up that pitching performance against a good Harwich team that secured the second and final spot in the Cape League playoffs in the Eastern Division. And so, again, gotta come out there again tomorrow and finish strong with just 3 more games left.
Big stat of the night. Chatham leaves 2 runners on the base paths. Orleans leaves 9. That will tell you all you need to know. That will do it for us on the Birds Broadcast Network. For Carlo Jimenez, Gareth Kwok, our producer Matt Schenfeld, our Sideline reporter Noah Sears, and the terrific work of our camera people, Cole Bradley included, saying so long from Eldridge Park. Firebirds lose their 4th of the season against Chatham, and for the first time this summer, their 4th in a row. Chatham 3, Orleans 2.